The most anticipated NFL draft in recent memory is about to get underway.
Now, you guys ready to get started?
Bang! He's 6'6", 220, making those moves in the open field.
Touchdown, BYU! And some shot, and Pitt's got it. Touchdown! Pitt scores it.
Surtain got it for Alabama.
Excellent tackle, Patrick Surtain.
Field looking to throw.
Down the middle of the field. Passes off. Jamar Chase. Touchdown, LSU. ETN showing his power and speed.
Wait, to the run, to the 10, to the 5. He's in there.
Touchdown. Devontae Smith cannot be stopped.
With the first pick, the Jacksonville Jaguars select
Welcome to day 2 of a 2-day fundraiser awareness pandemic recovery. It is the 2021 Draft-A-Thon, which is hand in hand with the 2021 draft going on in Cleveland. My name is Kay Adams. So excited to be here for another night with my co-host for the evening, Emmanuel Acho. How are you?
What's up, Kay? Good to see you.
Great to see you. It's going to be an inspiring night. We'll have Commissioner Roger Goodell stop by. We've got Cam Jordan already. You showed up early, Cam. I love this.
That's the first.
I show up on time. I'm here. You know what I'm saying? I heard Kay, I heard Emmanuel, and I was like, man, I got to be a part.
And we'll have Mark Ingram on the show, so it's going to get rowdy. I think Timbaland might be hanging out. We've got all sorts of guests. The Miz, things are going to get rowdy and fun. We are here to do good things and to have positivity and good vibes all night. There are 4 pillars that we're trying to achieve and raise money for. I want to hit that $1 million mark. I'm just telling you guys right now, I want that $1 million mark. Kevin Hart kicked this off last night with a $50,000 donation. We are trying to help health disparities. The CDC Foundation is what we are supporting. We're supporting the Education Trust to help the digital divide, which we know has become prevalent. And we have seen that so much over the past year in communities that need it most. Food insecurity, a big topic among current NFL players that will be stopping by tonight, and mental health with Mental Health America. Emmanuel Acho, I got to tell you, I was here with Deion Sanders, Michael Strahan, Tom Brady, Mark Wahlberg, all the big boys yesterday, and every walk of life, whether it was a country star, a singer, a comedian, an actor, what have you, a rock star, an NFL player, mental health was something that kept coming up over the 5.5 hours.
Yeah, it makes sense. I mean, think about the mental health that we're all trying to figure out right now over the course of the pandemic, okay? Like, we all may have thought we were good, but once you're trapped inside a house during quarantine for 4 to 8 months straight, all of a sudden, you really have to figure out what works well for you. And for me, it's just a matter of finding my own quiet time in the morning before I get into the craziness of the day. But I think that mental health is something that we all need to do and have done a better job of focusing on. So I'm excited to talk to different individuals about it and just see how we can all learn from each other and grow and raise awareness around it.
All right, we've got 2 awesome guests here to kick off the night on Draft-A-Thon. Taron Killam is joining us. I know he's a super Rams fan, so we'll talk to him. And Mike the Miz, whose show I watch your show with your wife all the time. It's a completely incredible. Miz, good to see you.
Very good to be seen. My Cleveland Browns are going to the Super Bowl. It doesn't matter who we get in the draft. We are going to the Super Bowl. I don't care what anyone else has said for previous. I don't care what anyone says in the future. The Cleveland Browns are winning the Super Bowl. We don't even need anybody in the draft. We fixed everything in free agency. We are ready to go. We're going to stomp all over the LA Rams. You name it, we're stomping all over. I don't care if you have the biggest Rams fan in the world in this room right now. We are taking it. We are going to the promised land.
I just want to be inside a stadium. I don't care how the game goes. I just want to get inside SoFi and eat good food.
Are you excited about it, Taron?
Yeah, it's, as a Rams fan, the draft means nothing until like next Thursday, I think. But he's just signed up to do our food for us. So that's the big news coming out of LA. No, I hope that Les Snead got COVID because he was so busy focusing on how to protect Matthew Stafford. That's my hope.
Maybe. We had Andrew Whitworth hanging out with us yesterday. I asked you, Taron, let's compare celebrity fan bases here. LA, I saw they had that Malibu Draft House. They had Rebel Wilson there. Aaron Andrews was there. You're a fan. Danny Trejo, I know, is a big LA Rams fan. You're the realist, though. I saw it all over your Instagram. Tell me the celebrity squad of going to games through LA Rams.
That's so kind of you. You know, LA's a tough town just because there's so many transplants here, but I am Los Angeles born and raised. And for a majority of my life, we had no NFL team. I always promised whoever we got, I was going all in on. But now there's this interesting cross section of like Los Angeles based fans. Like I think Rebel is fairly new, but then there's like old school, not old school, but St. Louis fans who have come with us as well. And I think Ty Burrell was like a St. Louis Rams fan, diehard. Justin Long and his family always supported the St. Louis Rams. But we're growing. I'm telling you, like once we get into SoFi, everybody's going to want to be. The Miz is going to want to be a Rams fan after visiting SoFi.
I live in Los Angeles. I have worked out with Sean McVay, and I understand why the Los Angeles Rams are such a success. He is a motivator. He is a terrific head coach. I just feel sorry for the Rams that they're going to lose to the Cleveland Browns if they ever play them, because the fact is we don't need celebrities. We don't need a draft house. We don't need to go to Malibu. We got Lake Erie, baby.
For a long time, you didn't even need wins.
I just have one question, though. The Miz, do you and McVay use the same barber?
We don't use the same barber, but boy, do we look good, don't we?
How does that happen? How do you get hooked up with Sean McVay to work out? How did that connection happen?
Jay Glazer, actually. I would go to his gym, and Sean came up one day, and we just worked out together. And, man, he was, like, not even, like, meaning to, but his demeanor, the way he presents himself, how he is, it's contagious. And you could see and understand, like, as a Cleveland Browns fan, when Kevin Stefanski came into the Cleveland Browns, we had a losing mentality. We really did. And then Kevin Stefanski comes in, and you could see that the Browns are now have a winning mentality. People used to make fun of me when I would say we're going to the Super Bowl. Now they're like, yeah, they have a kind of a chance. Like, I kind of believe it.
It's so true. Coming up, Cleveland. We've got Jesse Banks on the show.
Oh, what's going on? Yeah, I didn't know what I was coming into. People talking about haircuts and stuff. Jesus, everything okay?
Real football talk.
Okay, cool, man. Because I just got a haircut. If you want to talk haircuts, we can. Hey, you see waves and everything.
You did. I mean, waves and everything. We just took the do-rag off. I see.
Exactly, just for this, you know. So yeah, I don't want to join this and make anybody mad. So
no, Desi, what's your Clipper number? Are you a 2? Are you a 1?
1. I'm 1. And that's a it's really
keeping it clean.
2.
It really should be 0.
I feel like it looks good, though. It has a natural look. Doesn't give too much skin, but it just
I'm not going to lie, Desi. I never learned, like, a Clipper number. I would just be like, let me just get these waves.
To be honest, I wanted to say 0, but, he asked for, a specific number, which, I gave it to him. But this is actually the number 0.
Wait, hold on, Parlay. Hold on, Parlay.
What's up? I didn't know. Let them know these haircuts is different.
You know what I'm saying? Look, you can't just go 0, though. Like, you going so all ear, boy. You can't be doing all that.
No, it ain't all ear. This is personal. You can't ask for this. When I go to barber, I want something different. Hey, you can't even fit this.
Hey, when you get into the barber chair, what you ask for? What you tell them?
Do what you got to do.
Yes, sir.
Cam, what made you cut your hair? I haven't seen it.
Look, I done it all. I had the dreads. I felt like Booker T. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was going out there kicking folks. You know what I'm saying? I felt good. And then I had the long hair. I brought it back to the Pootie Tang days. I felt like I had my Jerry curl whipping. And then I was like, I'm over this. And now look, I'm trying to get my waves back. So I'm 3 weeks in. I'm slightly different.
Yeah, good luck. Give me
a couple more weeks and you come big Hawaii. You know what I'm saying? I'm big wave.
Good luck, man. Good luck. This wave life is different. This is different. It takes a lot. I'm gonna just brush my hair on camera just for you.
You got to. You got to. Hey, Cam, what cut was the most athletic Cam, though? They say look good, feel good, play good, you get paid good. What cut, had you playing the best, though? That's the real question.
Man, I mean, you see it. So, I'm taking it all the way back to rookie year, back when I first got paid. I'm going back to, act like I ain't got no money no more.
I thought you didn't get any sacks rookie year, though. I thought you didn't get any sacks rookie year.
I didn't. But see, now I'm bringing the agility back, and then I'm bringing the wisdom back of 11-year vet now. You know what I'm saying? So I'm combining. I'm forgetting the whole decade. Them 94.5 sacks don't matter no more. I'm going for another 50 piece. Next 3.
Miz, tell me about Miz and Mrs. You can see it on USA Network.
Oh, I know you all want to hear about Miz and Mrs. right now when a draft is going on. NFL teams are getting their new players. Trevor Lawrence is going to be an ultimate quarterback in the NFL. But you want to talk about my reality show, Miz and Mrs. on the USA Network every Monday, 11:10 Central. Don't miss it. It's hilarious. It's funny. Sometimes we talk about football. Sometimes we don't. My wife doesn't even like football. She doesn't even like the fact that I'm on this thing right now, but she's like, you should be watching the kids. You got a 3-year-old, you got a 1-year-old. Let's go. But you know what? There you go. Now let's talk more draft.
And there you have it. The Browns are going to the Super Bowl. Everything's coming up, Believeland. We are hanging out with Cam Jordan. Desi Banks is here for an hour. Emmanuel Acho, you are stuck with all of us all night long, and we are so excited to welcome Nina Marie Janelle.
I made it. I was so nervous. I didn't think I was going to make it.
We are so excited. Listen, but I'm going to put you on the spot right away, Nina. This is a tough crowd. This is like a locker room atmosphere. I heard you have been studying NFL nonstop all day.
From who? Is it a credible source?
From your Instagram stories, which is pretty credible.
Always credible.
Oh, yeah, from my Instagram stories. Yeah, I learned everything. I learned that in life is a lot like football. Sometimes you just got to throw the ball and hope someone catches it.
You were like a mega TikTok,
right?
That was pretty good.
Wait, I have another one. I have another one. It's life is like football. You always just want to move forward.
Oh, she been practicing.
Right? I've been practicing.
Yes.
I have
She's like a stunning Forrest Gump of football.
Are you trying to like teach the next generation?
Yeah, what are you doing?
I'm just trying to work my way into the crowd. I don't really know.
She's touching that on a personal level right now, bro.
That's what I'm saying. Like, she ain't talking football. She dropping knowledge.
Like,
She showed up with icebreakers. She showed up with icebreakers. Y'all know how it is at a party. If you don't come with food, you better come with an icebreaker.
I came with all the breakers.
And it's like, welcome.
Thank you, Desi. Thank you.
Yeah, she either knows about football or she just had a ton of popsicles with riddles on the inside.
All my Snapple facts. Yep.
No doubt.
You know, we want to talk about your TikTok because you say you don't know football, but you use football. There's a great bit you have about refereeing. If girlfriends are referees for their husbands, it is absolutely hilarious. But I don't know TikTok very well. You're with some competitors, Super Bowl champions here. Is it as competitive as I think it would be, that industry, or is it more collaborative in a nice community?
I think it all depends on your perspective on it. For me, it's very collaborative. I think one candle lights another. So you just got to get out there, work with all the people that you guys want to work with and think that you can make some funny videos with. I try to stay on the family-friendly content train and try to work with people that do the same thing, and it's fun. It's collaborative. It's a team. Like, you know, in football, you just got to, there's no...
Full circle.
I do want to point out that she's mentioned football more than any of us.
Yes.
We spent 15 minutes
We were
on
talking about haircuts, by the way, before you were on.
She's knowledgeable. She's just letting you know that she's here for it.
Yeah, that's what's up. That is what's up. Oh my God. She knows.
I'm in hot.
Hey, Taryn, I got a question for you. Do you miss Jared Goff? Go Bears.
I do. I'm sad about it because he was our #1 pick, and he really, you know, he was here as the team kind of got turned around, you know, after the Fisher era.
And then you just shipped him off.
The best thing I can say about Jared is that he's resilient, and he may have like a messy game once in a while, but he would come back and just go on a tear. You know what I mean? He's one that, like, having a grudge or having a chip on his shoulder, I think motivates him in a way. So I would not be surprised if he does very well in Detroit, especially with Penny that they just drafted. I think that's exciting. You know, he's got good protection now. So
that was the most PC answer ever. I love it.
No, I love it. Enjoy Matthew Stafford. Enjoy being the best Rams fan there is out there in LA. We'll see you at the Super Bowl, which is in LA at SoFi this year. And my guy Cam Jordan will be there playing in it, right, Cam?
Exactly.
Cam?
You know what time it is.
Life is about football. Like,
that's right. That's right.
No, exactly.
Let's replay it. Let's just rewind it. Let's do it again.
Life is like a box of football. Nina, how many feet is a football field? I saw you going through Rich Eisen demonstration.
Yeah, it's a lot.
It's
100.
You hit it with the feet, not even the yards, though?
It's 100. It's 100?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, Karen, Karen, make her translate.
Because you got you gotta change it in the feet now. It's no longer about yards.
Yeah, that's what they said. You know,
it's about everything. It's about the goalposts.
Football's a game of inches. You know what I'm saying?
It's about the
turns in the feet, turns to the yards.
You gotta get down or get out. So
it's about the logo. It's about the actual football. It's about It's about the stand, the stadium. It's about the seats.
Oh no, here we go.
I guess we're
Yo, speak. Hey,
How about that
speaking of
seat?
seats, what kind
Oh,
Wait. Kay, we gotta acknowledge this. Nina, what kind of seat are you sitting in?
Bro,
the gamer seat look like.
My gamer seat.
Oh, okay.
So did you play Madden?
Your whole room right there? This looks like a scene out of like Crazy Rich Asians. Like this is the wedding scene. You know what I'm saying?
My
like
friend
this
says it looks like
background is amazing.
It's like Tokyo Drift, bro. It's like
Says it looks like a LA, like a Las Vegas bathroom.
Yeah, that's
now I can't unsee it. So but
that must be the women's bathroom because every LA bathroom I've been to for men's don't smell nor look like nothing much.
That is correct.
We
looks.
are big fans. You are a huge hit. We're going to say bye to you. Thank you for stopping by. Just being here is huge.
Right.
Congratulations on all of your success, and we love you.
Thank you.
Of course, welcoming our two new guests right there. Storm Reed is joining us. Tunde is joining us. Storm, congrats on all the success. You and Euphoria are an apps. Oh, I think she might have left. You might get her back. Tunde is though joining us. Tell us about the Loveland Foundation.
Hey guys, what's up? Yeah, the Loveland Foundation. I have to say, first and foremost, COVID-19 has affected all of us in so many ways. A lot of that being our mental health and our mental state. I know personally that seeing a professional has literally been my saving grace. And so the Loveland Foundation is an incredible foundation that I'm excited to support. They specifically deal with communities of color, even more specifically, Black women and girls, providing them access to free hours of therapy. I know that it's so often in the Black community, mental health is such a stigma. And those who seek it are not sometimes able to access it because of insurance or lack of insurance. And so the Loveland Foundation really supports being able to be a tool and access. I know that 70% of Black women have said that they have not taken any time off during this pandemic because they aren't able to provide or their job doesn't give them access to paid time off. So the Loveland Foundation is essential and key in those areas.
I love what you do on the outside, inside Peloton. You are so inspiring to so many people, what you do with your work with Revlon, your Speak, which is an Instagram live series, the fact that you've had Venus Williams on there, the fact you've had Cynthia Erivo, just incredible. So we thank you. We love that you're rocking that text. And I know you're from Houston, so that's really cool to see.
H-Town has to represent. So
Tunde, my Nigerian.
Or at least 4 games out the year.
How are you guys doing? Texas is its own state. Like there's no prouder person than anyone that is from Texas. So that's what's up.
Christ, man.
Hey, where in Texas?
Houston, H-Town, baby.
Now Houston,
like Southwest A-Leaf, like you know what I'm saying, Cypress,
Sugarland.
I lived in every part of Houston, but I'm a University Houston alum. So if that tells you anything.
Hey, we just got one of them young bucks from University of Houston. This new kid we just drafted last night.
You don't even know his name, Cam?
Cam, exactly, Cam. Learn your teammates' names,
His name is Peyton
Learn
Turner.
your teammates' names.
His name is Peyton Turner. He looks a lot like my other rookie, my other young buck, Marcus Davenport. They have the same type hair and it seems like personality. But I'm super excited about being around 2 6'6" monsters. No doubt. I'm 6'4". I'm supposed to be huge, bro.
Those are big bucks.
Like this
those are big bucks, not young bucks, bro. Them guys are huge.
No. They young. They're born in the 90s. They're automatically young and sort of. In fact, this one might be born in 2000. So I know he's a weirdo.
Wow.
Big buck. I don't care. I can't look at age when you that big.
People were born in year 2000, huh?
Man, look, if he's born in 2000, I'm just gonna be looking at him like I was.
2 days, like
I was at least I think I was.
We're gonna let Cam 1 second. We're gonna let the Miz go. You are incredible. I'm sure you have a golf lesson to get to. Love your show. Love everything you do. You have 20 WWE championships and counting. Hopefully your Browns can get themselves a championship too.
Go Browns.
They will. Go Browns. Let's go. Thank you guys very much.
Browns.
Have a great day. Bye, everyone.
I've never heard of
that. Nobody ever really believes in Go Browns. Like
Go
what?
Browns.
Hey. Can you be nice? Can you be nice for a moment, Cam?
Yeah, absolutely.
Hey, Tunde, I'm not gonna lie.
Cam, don't do that. Cam, don't do it.
I have to have
light creates another light. Light's another light. I'm here for positivity. But that being said, if it's not the Saints, I'm not trying to hear it.
I'm a Falcons fan, but we'll talk about that later.
We've got
Desi, you can't root for the Falcons.
Guys,
like they don't win.
Got more people entering.
They don't win.
Yes. Tell us about everything you're doing. It's so incredible, so inspiring. I know you were at the Super Bowl Miami. Super Bowl Miami was like the last big time that we had a live event we could all go to. So happy that you got to be a part of that. But tell me what you are doing. I know mental health, food insecurity, all of that's a huge part of what you stand for.
Yeah, I mean, I think it's important for young people like myself to be able to accept themselves and be unapologetically them and accept the fact that none of us are going to be perfect. So we can try to be perfectly imperfect. So I try to implement that in everything that I do, whether that's in my acting roles, producing, with now being the face of Maybelline. They have their mental health initiative, Brave Together. So I'm very involved in that. And I just try to represent the real world in everything I do and try to be a positive light.
You certainly are. You and Zendaya made me cry the other day. You posted something about you and her and your friendship. It's incredible. And we know you have big things coming. You have One Way with Kevin Bacon and Machine Gun Kelly from Cleveland. He was at the draft performing and also Searching. Yeah. You are a lead in the role. So we are nothing but support for you as we welcome Dabo Sweeney, head coach of Clemson. What do you think of this draft, Dabo? Welcome.
Thank you. Good to be with you. Well, it got off to a good start and had a good ending for the Tigers. So super excited for our guys. It's that part never gets old for me to see guys, fulfill a dream that very few people get a chance to really experience. So it was a great night, and hopefully we'll have a couple more guys tonight get their name called, and maybe one more tomorrow. We only have 5 guys in the draft this year, no defensive guys. So that's good for the Tigers next year. We got a lot of guys.
That's what's up, man. We out here with some legends.
Hey, Coach, how nervous are you for the guys on draft day? Mac Brown coached me, and he would text me throughout the course of it and try to keep my head up. How nervous are you? Not for Trevor Lawrence, because we all knew where he was going, but the guys like ETN, et cetera. Are you as nervous as they are?
Well, I'm anxious and excited. I don't really think I was nervous because those guys have put the work in, and I mean they're special. And so I knew that, and with all the conversations I've had, I knew that those guys were going to get their name called. But even knowing that Trevor, literally knowing for a while that he was going to be the first pick, it's still just a surreal moment. And, and that was history for us. We've never had a number 1 pick at Clemson. So that was a really cool thing. It's hard to do something for the first time. And it was really cool to be a part of that moment and to see what Trevor was able to achieve. And I really felt like Travis, he was kind of the wild card. Mm-hmm. I thought he would go 17 to 32. And I had several different teams say, we're going to take him if he's there. And I really thought Pittsburgh was going to take him. And when they took Najee, I was telling my sons, I said, I'm telling you, the Jags are going to take him. And they're like, no, they're not going to take him. They had a great back. I was like, look, Urban had an up-close view of Travis Etienne several times. And so it was really neat. And I'm just happy for Travis. I mean, I'm telling you, these are 2 phenomenal young people. And the cool thing, y'all know how hard it is to make that next step, and especially as a first pick, and the expectations that come with that, with a franchise, and to know that they have each other, that's the first time. That's never happened in NFL history, to have a running back and a quarterback chosen in the first round by the same team. So that's really cool. But for them to have each other to lean upon, one another, these guys have been through the battles together. I just think that's really special. And they've had unbelievable historic moments, and they got a lot more ahead. So this is double trouble heading to Duval County.
Hey, I love it.
With Urban Meyer, I can't believe back-to-back running backs when everybody thought they'd slip out of the first round. I'm hearing that ETN reminds people of Alvin Kamara. Of course, Cam Jordan's like, what? Do you see that?
I said the same thing, but yeah. I mean, he's as close as AK as you're going to get. I've never seen somebody with balance like AK, but ETN's close. He had some great runs where I was like, hey, that was sort of special right there. I can see why this boy might translate well to the league. Well, and then
I should have went
up with your quarterback.
Man, I should have went to the league, man. I had chances I could have went. You know, we playing
what league?
The NFL.
You talking about?
that league. You know, I had a few tryouts, you know, with a few teams, man, that was very intrigued with me. I actually passed. You know. Yeah.
Hey, Acho, what that mean? Hey, when he said he passed,
yeah, I was going against a lot of other guys that, you know, actually wanted to go to the league, and you know, I had my comedy and my acting that was involved. And
don't pay him any mind. He's talking about creative players on Madden.
No.
There we go.
And he has the other. That's what he's talking about.
Real life.
That new path to Madden is real now. You got to go through high school, college, all of it.
Exactly. So if you want to Google me, you can Google me. You can Google my highlights. You can learn a little bit more about me, man.
Okay, we're gonna go look up your NFL films footage here in the break as we say bye to Dabo Swinney. Congratulations on all the success round one. Wishing you nothing but the best for your other 3 prospects in this NFL draft. Coach, we appreciate you stopping by. Thank you so much to Tunde as well. Good luck to your Texans this year. And Storm, I can't let you leave without telling me who your dream Super Bowl halftime show for the LA Super Bowl this year would be. Who should perform?
Gosh, oh my gosh, you just put a lot of pressure on me. I mean, I'm from Atlanta, so anybody from Atlanta, if like we could get Lil Baby to perform.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I feel you on that.
Lil Baby don't miss. The only winners out of Atlanta are the musicians.
I'd be excited.
If we're going for dream draft picks, then Emmanuel. How about Emmanuel on speed?
Wait, say that again?
I said if we're going for dream picks here, that I'm going to pitch Emmanuel for speak.
Oh, I don't know about all that.
Thank you so much for joining us. We've got so many more guests. Commissioner Roger Goodell. Bye, guys. Commissioner Roger Goodell will be hanging out with us talking about those 4 pillars. We're going to hang out with some badass women in the NFL breaking down doors. We are so excited about that. Like I said, Draft-A-Thon is all about breaking barriers. We've got 4 pillars. We're trying to help the pandemic recovery, health disparities, the digital divide, food insecurity, and mental health. All 4 of those things equally important. We're going to have guests that are going to be talking about all of these things all throughout the show. All right, Kevin Hardy, I do believe, is joining us. Sir, how are you?
I am doing great. How about you guys?
Pretty good.
Blessed. Blessed.
Are you coming to us from Cleveland?
What's that? I missed it.
Are you coming to us from the Cleveland?
I'm coming live from Cleveland. I just made Jacksonville's 33rd pick.
Who is it?
Tyson,
who'd they take?
Tyson Campbell, DB from Georgia. Yeah.
Love that. We were just talking to Dabo Swinney about the first 2 picks, Trevor Lawrence, of course, and the surprise pick in Travis Etienne. They already had a top 5 rusher last year in James Robinson, so I was surprised to see that. Are you, here's the way I keep thinking about it. All this is not coming down on Trevor Lawrence. It's all coming down on Urban Meyer, who's getting this gig coaching in the NFL. Him and his coaching staff are really going to have to play.
You know, it's interesting you said that because all the talk is about Trevor Lawrence. You know, I mean, there hasn't been a whole lot of people talking about Urban Meyer. You know, obviously when Urban first took the job, there's been a lot of talk. But yeah, he's really going to have to. I mean, it's going to be a young team. I mean, we got a lot of talent coming in. If he can get it together, I mean, I think in a couple of years this team could be making some noise.
Let me ask you this now, because he was a Pro Bowler in '99, if I'm not mistaken, with the Jaguars. But how come the Jags just can't get right?
Ooh. You know, we was right at 2016, right? 2016, 2017.
Yeah, 2017.
Right there. We, you know, a quarterback away. I'm not going to put it all on Bortles, but we were right there. You know, Duval fans will appreciate Miles Jack wasn't down. But it's been a struggle. The last couple of years has been a struggle. I really, really believe this new energy, though. This new energy, I think, is going to make a difference. And
man, you sound like a Falcons fan, bro.
Oh, yo, I love fans, bro, because you all evolve, and it's like, man, I really do believe, though, this is going to be the year. And 31 teams is wrong.
Oh, my God.
And only one is right.
Yeah.
It's so sad how it is, man. It's terrible. I literally want to cry every year. Because I say we're going to go to the Super Bowl every year, and it's like we oh, my God. Even the year that we did go, I just knew we was going to win.
Hey, Jesse, I want to know as a fan,
huh?
Did it hurt more going to the Super Bowl and losing the way you did, or did it hurt just not making playoffs every year after?
Saw the partying we was doing the first half. People was wasted. I'm talking about lit. And it's like, soon as it was rah-rah, and it's like, soon as it was, the score changed. It's like you was hearing pianos from like Washington, D.C., because it was so quiet. It was insane. Like, I was like, oh my God, it's sick.
I know that's why
zombies walking. Zombies walking.
That's when the parties in New Orleans started, by the way. So I can't. I think we actually started up Mardi Gras that moment, somewhere in the third, fourth quarter.
Hey man,
started early.
Hey, look. Boy.
Hey, you said if I wasn't on camera, the things I would tell you.
It's for charity. Don't do it.
We are on camera. It is a family show. The commissioner is coming, so let's not do it. Kevin, I'll ask you. It's incredible you were drafted 2nd overall back in 1996. Cam Jordan also taken in the 1st round. How much pressure is that? You're looking at these kids, the Zach Wilsons, the Kyle Pitts at 4, unprecedented at the tight end spot for the Falcons. How much pressure is that? Because it's something that I'm in the media. It's the first thing I look at, and it follows what we follow the entire career of a player.
Yeah. You know, honestly, it's only pressure if you make it pressure. And what I mean by that is, you know, a lot of us, you know, we've been playing the game for a long time. And it's a game. And you know, from when you're in Pop Warner and in high school and all through college, you're playing the game. And so I remember when I got drafted, you know, it was big. Obviously, I was the 2nd pick, and there was a lot of anticipation. I was coming to a new franchise.
Yeah.
But I got into training camp. We didn't have a whole lot of veterans. And I swear, all I did was went out there and played. And we opened up that year against the Pittsburgh Steelers. A lot of anticipation. You know, I remember going a lot of anxiety, a little nervous, but I go out and in that game, I had a sack and an interception. And from there, it was like, hey, this NFL thing is easy. it really wasn't. But it's just, you know, if you treat it like, you know, the game, you know, these guys, they go out there. There's a reason why they're drafted right there. There's a reason why they're getting drafted anyway, because they're good football players. And they just go out and just let their play speak and don't worry about everything, you know, the media and everything else, you know, people are saying.
Cam, what do you think? I mean, you were already drafted by the 2nd day. What were you doing that 2nd day? Did they just fly you right to New Orleans?
Yeah. That was that lockout year, so that was a weird one.
Oh yeah.
That was like the fly out straight to New Orleans. Like as soon as you got drafted, I think we made it to the next morning. We flew right out, got to New Orleans, got a playbook, like got a couple high fives, and they're like, all right, get out. And you're like, wait, what happened? No, we're shutting down. So that was it. That was right when I got that good old draft call from the Cleveland Browns. And that's,
I can't remember who called me when I was dealing with my draft.
It was that 1-800 number.
It actually was, man. And I was, you know, I can't remember who it actually was, but yeah, man, it was one of the biggest moments of my life, actually. You know, man, I should have took it. I should have went, man. But I could, you know, I could see how my man was.
Here's the thing.
It was
we all
that sack, so I'm like, I can only imagine me getting a catch. Oh my God, this is too easy. Yeah.
You know, we always talk about like the dream stories, like the first day, Kevin, Cam. See, I got drafted on the 3rd day. It's not nearly as bad.
Talk to me.
Like, because you think you're going to go. The worst part is if you get drafted in like the 6th round where I get drafted, you thinking, oh, I heard anywhere from the 2nd to the 5th round, so I'm good. Let's see what happens.
Right.
Man, those 2nd and 3rd rounds go by. You wake up early on that 3rd day, and then all of a sudden, everybody start calling you, and it's not an NFL team. Sick. Just sick. And then I actually did get a call from the Cleveland Browns, and I ended up getting drafted to the Browns, but that's neither here nor there.
Hey, look, I'll tell you this, though. Hey, it's different when you're sitting in that green room and you think you're going top 15, and you done brought your whole family up there, and you slide to 24. Ooh. It hits different. Hey, a pick 20, you start looking at your agent. Ooh. Hey, man, if this goes down like you think it's going down, I slide out this first, big fella. I'm firing you. I'm coming after your mama. Like we're going to have a lot more than just words. And then you get that call. You're like, thank God. Hey, by the way, I'd love to be a Saint.
Hey, Cam,
yes,
let me ask you this. Is it embarrassing? Because we saw Matt Jones yesterday sitting there with the long face. We saw Justin Fields kind of sitting there when the 3rd pick passed him by. I've always wondered. I've never been that dude. Are you more embarrassed? Are you nervous? Are you anxious? Like, what are the feelings when you're supposed to go top 15? You got your whole family there. You still go in the 1st round, but you start to slide.
I can't tell you. Look, all I had was relief. Now, had I fell out that 1st round, we could have had a lot of other beliefs and emotions. But, you know, when you think in top 15, you're thinking, you know, you look in and then you see somebody like J.J. Watt go, you sort of just shake your head. All right, I can see it. You know, you see Alden Smith go, you're like, I get it. You know, you look at Ryan Kerrigan, you're like, all right. And then, you know, you start seeing, you know, you go Robert Quinn, I guess then Robert Kerrigan or Ryan Kerrigan, and you're just like, all right, these are some dogs, like, but I'm a dog too. Like I'm a whole monster out here. So then you know, that pick 20 comes around, and then you see like an Adrian Claiborne go, and you're like, all right, Corey legit, Adrian Claiborne, all right, we in my realm now. Like, let's go now. And then you catch like another like 2 bodies, you're like, you over here like this, like not even looking at your mom, like, hey, did we make the right decision? And you're not even looking at like camera here, and you're like this, hey mom, we gonna be good? And she hit you one of them, it's okay, baby. It's not okay. It's never okay.
Not okay. And when mama hit you with that, yeah, that's real. When she hit you with
We'll
that.
have more of these stories coming up. We do have to say bye. Sorry, Banks. We got to say bye to Kevin Hardy. Thank you for being part of the Legends community and for stopping by. And we're going to be talking to more prospects, more stories, all of that coming up. We are going to welcome in Lavernius Coles.
All right, guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Yes, sir.
All right.
A wide receiver legend, of course, with the Jets, who is here right now. Are you also in Cleveland, Lavernius?
Ma'am.
Hello.
How's it going?
Great. Mr. Monday Night Miracle himself. Welcome to the party, Cam Jordan, Emmanuel Acho. We've got Denny Banks. My name's Kay Adams, and we are here talking about Draft-A-Thon and important things that we're trying to highlight. Health disparities, student security, mental health, one of them. I was here last night with some of the biggest stars in the business across every platform, and mental health and being outspoken and being vulnerable. It was so impressive to me. I was almost speechless. Now, you have never held back with how you feel and things that you've been through. How nice is it to hear people opening up like this, especially young players?
Well, I think it's very important because it gives other people that are afraid to speak about it something, you know, to lean on and understand that you're not in a situation by yourself. Again, I came out, it was a little bit tough and it was a little bit different in the league back then, not really, but 20 years ago, but still people looked at me a little bit different or viewed me different. And I got a lot of positive feedback, and also there's some negative feedback. But these guys using their platform to speak out on these taboo issues, I think is really great, and it gives kids the opportunity to come out and talk about it and help them in the long run.
What do you do for yourself just as far as protecting your own mental health, your own mental awareness, especially right now in these times when in the midst of COVID, in the midst of a pandemic? What's your kind of go-to routine just for self-perseverance?
It's funny you asked that. I'm a video gamer. I mean, I put a lot of my time in the video games, and then my kids, you know, family being around and having that touch and feeling the love that you get from your family means a lot. I mean, you know, we play such a macho sport. We always was afraid to get into, you know, a lot of the mushy stuff because we're supposed to be strong men, but at the same time, you know, sometimes you got to let your guard down and just love on your family, get in the video games, and just, you know, just enjoy life. And that's what it's about.
Sounds like you got a daughter.
You be on Call of Duty?
I know what they say. Hashtag
you be on the Call of Duty?
That's real.
You be on the Call of Duty?
Hey, Desi said, what's your gamer tag?
You be on the booty?
Now, I'm actually on Destiny 2, man, or I'll be on that 2K.
Oh, you on that 2K? Okay, that's what's up. Yeah. I don't play 2K like that. I be on that Madden, that Call of Duty, man. That's me.
Man, I play too much football to keep playing, and I'm done with that. I watch it. I'm done. I'm trying to do something I didn't do.
Play it no more.
No, just basketball or Destiny. That's it.
He don't even want to be at the Draft-A-Thon right now.
I'm so tired of this football stuff.
How do you feel about what your Jets did it too? I feel like he's the least talked about quarterback in the world, this Zach Wilson.
Well, I mean, I'm excited for him, but I know what he's getting himself into. I hope that the New York fan base don't expect him to come in and change things around right away. You got to understand, we're picking there for a reason. I mean, we picked number 2, so they have a lot of work to do, not only on the offensive side of the ball, but the defensive side of the ball, and helping them out. So I hope they just be patient, because New York fans, they like to win right away, and they think that with us picking this high that he's going to come in and be able to change it by himself. So the thing I would tell him is just put his head down, don't read the clippings, because you're dealing with a lot of media up there, and just work hard, and the rest will take care of itself.
Lavernius Coles, it's so well said. We really appreciate you coming. You're honestly a role model to so many and opening the door for people, all ages, all races, all walks of life, to open up their feelings and not be afraid. So thank you for being here.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you. Enjoy your time in Cleveland. KeepItReal.com for me, Cam and Jordan. Something that Liburnius didn't have to deal with as much playing in the 2000s, the early 2000s, social media. Like, how do you handle that?
They didn't have Black Planet back then? When you think about social media and everything that it is, man, it's a blessing and a curse. And if you ever look down after you done had a bad game, you know how much of a curse it is.
So what do you do? You look?
I always look. I'm like, I keep it, and then you gotta take it as motivation. You know what I'm saying? If anything, you just add a chip to your shoulder. Like you of course, you're gonna have some, random Falcons fans. We're always gonna have a nice little back and forth going. But during season, I do try and get off of it when we get closer to playoffs. But when you think about, how much good it brings, social media is positive for a lot of different things, bringing awareness, calling calls, making your voice heard, using it as a platform for everything that you believe in and everything you want to take a step in. But it can get ugly when when you get losing and nobody at that point, everybody's just like, shut up and play football. And sometimes it's more than just football. It's sometimes about being a voice for everybody who hasn't had that chance. So navigating social media, as long as you don't have to delete tweets and feel embarrassed about your tweets, you're normally in a good spot. If you ever feel embarrassed about your tweets, maybe get you a social media manager.
Oh, Jesus Christ, you just said something. Lord,
man,
get you.
Hey, Cam,
you can say the
are
wrong
you the
thing.
type of dude? Cam, you the type of dude that charges up your trolls, or you try to kill them with kindness?
Both. I mean, I've been a troll, you know what I'm saying? And I've been killed with kindness. I've been a troll, and we've had some great banter. And then you hit that, then you slide in that block button after you fire them up one good time.
You sound like
you can't block them. You gotta mute them, bro. If you
like
block them, they know they got you. You just mute them, and that's like
I need that power.
In the room
I
by
need to know. Hey, they need to know I'm in control at all times.
You give them success.
Then they know that it bothers you. I would never block somebody because then they know that I saw it and that they said something bad about me.
I Euro step to the block button.
Really?
I'm big step with the block button.
Like
I wish they would.
I'm like 6 sold out shows. I don't care what you got to say. I'm doing it.
I'm number 2 on the sack list for the Saints at 94.5 sacks. I've got the most sacks in Saints postseason history. I don't, at this point, I'm validating myself because I feel that I can be better every day. I don't need anybody else's validation.
Wait, Kay.
He said he Euro step.
Nah, I was gonna say, Kay, how you handle your trolls? Because we can't just act like low-key TV people get worse trolls than everybody because somebody always has an opinion of what we say.
Hey, nobody in the world hates Kay. Like, I've never seen one bad thing ever. They're like, oh, Kay's hair is just too perfect today. Like, the only hate she's gonna catch is like because she's awesome.
Wake up and be a woman in sports for 5 minutes. I have like a fit or like a beauty mark, or some people are like, oh, like I can't have pores. Cam, I can't have pores on television or I get called out for, are you crazy?
Do you read your tweets, Kay, or no?
A lot, yeah. I read them. I read most of them. I don't have like 1 million followers, so I see most of them on the air. I've checked it in commercial breaks. And some of it's constructive. Some of it you have to think like, oh, it's a fine line, but I never block because I don't want people to think that I see them. But I've searched.
Hey, good for you.
I'll search my name tonight. I'll be like Kay Adams and see what people. And that's the subtweeting when they don't at you is always worse than when they at you.
Hey, Kay, I be calling out the subtweeters. I look for those.
I could never do that.
I look because they be trying me. Like the subtweeters are scared to at you. They be trying me like, oh, I can't stand this Emmanuel Acho dude, and I just send them like the eyes, like, oh, you can't. Oh, you can't? Because we here now. We here, let's talk.
Well, Emmanuel, over this past year, I mean, honestly, out of everyone, maybe you, I don't even know. It's you and the guy with the ocean spray, Fleetwood Mac guy. I've had like the best year ever as far as.
And Amanda Gorman.
Yes, and Amanda Gorman. Empowerment and just like making the best out of a bad situation and being inspiring. How have you handled this rapid rise further of success? It's crazy.
Man, the crazy thing for me is like I always tell myself, steward it well, right? If you're given a gift, whether it's comedy, whether it's television, whether it's football, it's like just be a good steward of the gift. So like all of a sudden, I get thrust phone calls with Oprah or the commissioner of the NFL or Matthew McConaughey. and they all want to talk to me and have these different conversations or help write the book. And I'm just thinking, Kay, like, okay, Acho, it's not about you, so steward it well. So I don't know, nobody preps you on how to be famous. And that's why I think we see so many like famous people fall into lapses, because like you don't rehearse being famous. There's no like backstage green room for being famous. Like you wake up and Desi, you probably know better than any of us. All of a sudden you do something that goes viral and now everybody knows who you are. So Kay, I just tell myself it's not about me. It's about everybody else. And I try to live my life like that, like making sure whatever I'm doing it for everybody else. But yeah, Desi, what's your 2 cents?
I would probably say, yeah, those last 2 cents, yeah, it's not about me. The stuff that I do is of course, it's for the people. It's for my purpose. I feel like the gifts and talents God blessed me with is to inspire people, to help people, you know, to get people closer to their dreams and goals and, you know, things like that. So I take everything that I get, man, that it's just a part of who I am. You know what I'm saying? That's why I feel like I have what I have. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, life is like a game of football. You know, you have to do that. And again, I played football. I'm going to.
Did you just say like I said? You mean like Nina said earlier? like I said, life is like a game of football.
But no, yeah, social media is a place that I would say changed my life and have took me to a lot of different levels, man.
Yeah,
you know, stand up to acting. I've been touring across the world, man. So it plays its part.
Became a Saints fan.
Yeah, no.
I thought I'd just throw that in there just on a slide.
I think once you find your place on social media, man, you got to actually become a student of something. Like you got to find that thing that you actually really want to do. Like, you know, you don't want to just be the person that just does videos. It's like, what else do you do? You know what I'm saying? Because like that will get, you know, people like to see you growing. People like to see you moving. People like to see when you're doing shows and being on TV and, you know, things like that. They love to see that growth. That's where their inspiration come from. So I think you got to find what it is that you want to do on social media and then, you know, stay consistent.
We're going to let you go. This has been so much fun. Thank you for kicking off our night with energy. One last thing. What is next for you? What's the goal? Sky's the limit.
For me?
Yeah.
Oh, well, actually, I'm in San Antonio right now. I got 6 sold out shows here. So that is great. I got some film that's coming out. That'll be coming out soon. I got a movie called 100 Trail that'll be coming out on Amazon Prime this August. So be on the lookout for that. I'm working on a lot of different, you know, sketches and short films and things like that. I have a web series.
It's only a 5-hour show. Jeez, Banks.
Hey, man, it's working. I see you, boy.
Yeah.
It's working.
You know, yeah, it's the NFL work that's in me, man. You know, it's you know, like I said, football is the game of life. Man. So I take
grind. That's it.
But yeah, man. Yeah, so you know, I'm working, man. I'm just trying to stay consistent and you know, keep putting it out for the people. For sure.
That's it. Appreciate the energy over this past year, especially. You have a great night. Please be a Saints fan with me and Cam Jordan. He's good.
I can't do that.
Come on over.
I can't wait to beat you guys this year. That's all I'm gonna say.
We'll reconvene next year.
Wait till we get up. Just call me. Call me.
No doubt.
Thanks so much, Jesse.
All right, peace.
All right, bro. Yeah.
Thank you.
I had a lot of hesitations about the next guest that's going to be flying in here because just having him and Cam Jordan on the same call, I thought I'd talk to Sean Payton and be like, how do I handle these two? And here he is, Mark Ingram.
It's my dog.
What's up? What's up with y'all?
Deuce.
How y'all doing?
I'm a little nervous.
What it do?
Deuce and Cam reunited, just a little nervous.
My dog.
Hey, man, it's all love. You know, family affair. You know how it is.
Hey, what do you mean reunited? Cat, I just saw this dude like last weekend. I saw him tomorrow. You know what I'm saying? Like,
they're actually in the same house right now. They're just in separate rooms.
It wouldn't surprise
he put me in the guest house.
It's a casitas.
You two miss each other.
So how y'all doing, Kay? E-Man, how y'all doing?
What's good, Brody?
Y'all good? Good to see y'all.
Yeah, we're happy to have you here. Do you two miss each other? Cam, be honest. How much do y'all miss each other?
Man, this was my dog coming into the league. Like, we really took over when we first came in. Like, it was me and him. Like, back when I didn't have a house. Like, back when, again, it was a lockout year. And I have, like, you know, I have no idea what New Orleans was because I'm coming from the West Coast. Like, Arizona, Cali, you sort of know Utah if you go to, like, the 4 Points. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it was very West Coast. So getting shipped off to New Orleans, he was already working out there. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we really met in the elevator in New York. Like, you know what I'm saying? On some, hey, I got drafted, you got drafted. what's up type stuff. And then we ended up on like the same flight going down. So I got to know my guy. And then he's like, yeah, I got a house here. And I was like, oh, word? And then I started, couch bumming it. I was out there just, just kicking it on one of his spare rooms for a couple weeks. And we really been my dog since. So now he's just my brother from another mother. As my dog.
Hey, y'all do a podcast together, right? Y'all do something together. Absolutely. I think I seen that.
Big Trust Levels.
Yeah, we got the podcast. Yeah, Trust Levels. Yeah. Popping off season 2 shortly. You know what I mean? So got some more content coming for y'all real soon. Got some special guests.
What you don't know is that both of you, for this next hour or so, because Mark, you're here for about an hour, you're both auditioning because you guys are just taking up hosting gigs like this for me. Next time I'm on vacation from Good Morning Football, one of you will host. The one
or both of us could host. Don't just don't try to divide.
I'm trying to make a reality show out of this. You guys are competing.
Wait, we're not gonna let you divide us. We gonna stick together.
Hey, she tried. You can. She tried.
I'm gonna jump in front of it quick. You can't break us apart.
Thanks. Hey, Mark, talk to me about Bama and how you feel about.
That's my brother. That's my brother. My internet connection is tripping. I must got that bootleg. Hold on, y'all can hear me?
Yeah, we got you.
All right, yeah, my stuff bootleg. It's twitching and stuff. But no, you asked me about Bama. What'd you say?
Yeah, about the first round. What do you think about Mac Jones going to the?
Oh, I mean, yes. 6 first rounders, man. Just another day at the office for the Bama boys. NFLU, everything you. You know what I mean?
Oh gosh.
Just,
Kay, did you really have to do
true
this?
to it. You know what I mean? So,
I love it.
6 first rounders. We go Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith, Mac Jones. You know what I mean? Pat Surtain. You know what I'm talking about? We got them all. Najee going to Pittsburgh. Who I'm missing, man? It's too many to count.
Hey, I got to stop this. Because, Mark, what the people don't know, really, we put y'all on the map. Because y'all beat Texas. Ooh. Y'all beat us in the first national championship. And y'all started, that was the beginning of their dynasty.
Is that right?
So if we being honest, if Mark don't ever beat me in the national championship, Bama may never have been Bama. So you welcome. Mark, you welcome.
Hey, I appreciate your sacrifice. You know what I mean? I appreciate you had to be the sacrificial lamb for us to elevate. It's all good.
All right, we are joined by Billy Thompson right now. He was an offensive guard from the Broncos, guys, from 1969 to 1981. 13 years in the league, drafted in 1969 in the 3rd round. Billy Thompson, welcome to Draft-A-Thon. How was making the pick? Were you nervous?
Nervous? For what? No, I enjoyed it. I've been around football a long time, and it's exciting. A young man that we picked, Pat Surtain, who is a corner, and you need a cornerback. I mean, he's not a quarterback. That's what we really needed, but he's a player, and I'm excited for him. And when you play cornerback, you got to have a bad attitude. And what I mean by that is that you can't remember. You got to remember forget the bad plays and what the touchdowns and keep playing, because if you play corner, you're going to get beat sometimes. So you just got to rub it off and keep going.
It's so true.
How much?
Go ahead.
How much harder do you think it is to play DB nowadays when every quarterback is seemingly passing for 4,000 yards, spread offenses, kind of like college? It's not like the game used to be. Do you think the same technique and fundamentals would work, or do you think it's a completely different game, Billy?
Well, I think if you're fundamentally sound, you can play anywhere. But you're right. They made the game a lot harder for the defense, and especially the defensive back. You can't touch the guy sometimes. I mean, and they call it. Mm-hmm. But right now, I think that everybody's adjusting to it. But that's why you see the scoring is up. I mean, they score a ton of points in the league today, and the reason why is because that's what they want. They want to see a lot of scoring, so they make it really tough for the defensive backs. And you do have to work a little harder, at that position. But if you got a good coach, I think that he can get you prepared to play.
Well, Billy Thompson, we appreciate you coming here. You have an NFL record. It's incredible. We should let everybody know. 4 fumble recovery returns for touchdowns. Unbelievable. Any last-minute advice for these two knuckleheads that are in the NFL, Mark Ingram and Cam Jordan? You seem to do it right.
Well, I just tell them work hard and be smart.
Work hard.
Well, appreciate them words, brother.
No doubt.
Okay.
Thank you so
Stay
much.
blessed, big dog.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Take care, guys.
Thank you. We'll have
Yes, sir.
Roger
Oh,
Goodell
absolutely.
joining us. Bun B, JID is going to be joining the chat here in a bit. We've got One Republic on the way. Amanda Cerny, lots of fun here as we welcome Bun B to the chat. Hey!
Hello, hello.
Host of
What
the
it do?
Good Two Trill Show on Sirius XM. We know you are a big Houston Texans fan. How do you feel about the draft so far, Bun B?
I mean, the problem isn't going to be the players, right? The Texans as an organization is always good at getting players. The problem right now is the culture of the locker room, right? Like there's been a lot of changes to this organization in the past 2 years. And it's really going to be about how quickly these guys can mentally focus on what they need to on the field without having all of these other outside distractions. There's a lot of things going on in the front office, a lot of other distractions, obviously in the news with different members of the organization. So they're going to have a lot to get past. Getting good players isn't the problem. Like keeping this team together in that locker room, that's going to be the big problem, I think.
Yeah, we do want to welcome JID, who is here, who I know is friends with Tyrann Mathieu. He is friends with Dua Lipa. He is friends with everybody, Bobby Wagner as well. I just saw that you were performing at Bonnaroo, which I have been to 3 times in a row. It is like the best experience of life. Welcome and congratulations on all of your success.
Thank you. This is my first one too, so I'm excited to do it.
It's like
Thank y'all for having me too.
Yeah, I'm sure
No
the
doubt.
guys want to talk to you.
Oh, JID is amazing. That boy can
My
rap
dog,
his
big
ass
dog.
off. I got to say it.
That's my dog. What going on with y'all? How y'all doing?
Big blessed. Big blessed.
We know you played corner. Let's talk a little football. I know you were a cornerback, Hampton University. How do you feel about the NFL this year? How do you feel about this past season, maybe?
The past season was pretty cool. How they worked through it. Like I like that because, you know what I'm saying, it just shows the perseverance in the sport, in the whole league or whatever. And then I'm excited about this upcoming year, of course. Trying to see what my Falcons gonna do. What Cam went? Where did Cam go? Yeah.
Come on.
Yeah.
Look, hey, I respect you. You know what I'm saying? I respect everything that you do musically. Hey, I vibe out you while you work out. But that's where Atlanta stops. In terms of football, not y'all no more. But music,
Oh my God.
you might even have the Braves. The Falcons?
I'll take the Braves. Right now.
Yeah, because last year y'all went 0-2 against us. The year before that, y'all went 0-2.
Yeah, we ain't got to talk about that, big dog.
Hey,
look at, hey, go ahead.
Feeling cocky with that Travis vest on over there. Go ahead, Cam.
God.
You know what I'm saying?
Yellow Beezy,
Hey.
flip it up a little bit so we can see you.
Like that?
There we go.
Yeah, there you go.
Well,
Hey,
he told me
what's up,
flipping
yo?
when I
What's
came
up,
in. Hey, what's happening?
What's going on?
Cool on. Y'all good?
All good.
How you doing?
We are good.
I'm cool.
You've got someone who is a 2-time Grammy-nominated platinum-selling artist who also played corner at a high level. Who is the premier musical talent in the NFL that you know? I know a lot of guys try to make it happen. The Melvin Ingrams of the world, the Cole Beasleys of the world.
Whoa, hey, wait. Hey, Acha, what you mean? My dog, I'm gonna put it out there right now. Hey, my dog Keenan Allen and Marv Jones snap different.
Hey, Marv Jones can go, but Marv Jones be singing.
Marv Jones sings,
listen to
and then
my
he's
dog,
serenade.
Terron.
Look, then he's serenade you in Spanish too. My man bilingual now, but Teron Armstead got bars for days. I'm just gonna throw it out there.
That's hard.
Teron, big bars.
Big bars.
T-Stead.
Hey, you come to New Orleans, you know what I'm saying? It's probably not it's not the Mercedes Superdome anymore because Atlanta got those rights now because they want to be like us. But
that's right.
You know what I'm saying? Whatever we get to, we gonna be bumping that while we playing. I can't wait for the fans to come back. I've been missing y'all. You know what I'm saying? The good and the bad. Even when we go to Atlanta,
I'm
like it's a phenomenal situation to have them fans come back. We need them.
Do T-Stead got a SoundCloud or something? I want to hear him. Y'all bragging on it.
Yeah, man.
I need to hear
It's on it. It's on it. It's on iTunes. It's on Apple Music, all that.
No doubt. Big G said I'm with it. I'm
let me
gonna shout
show
my
you.
dog out if he ain't around, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm
he worth to listen to.
right there. T-Stead right there.
Dang, that's so hard. That's so hard.
That boy pulled him up quick too.
Yeah,
That's my G though.
He had it ready,
Dog,
Bumby.
he go hard. I ain't just being biased because he's my partner, but he really be going though. But I'm gonna let y'all, y'all can choose. You know,
I'll say,
y'all
look,
the
I ain't a master with that. I just be bumping. You know what I'm saying? Y'all the worst out here. Check my dog out.
Yeah, but he lyrically sound with it. You know what I mean?
We're coming for that collab here between the NFL and JID. I know that you've got, honestly, there's 4 pillars that we're trying to support here with the Draft-A-Thon, raising money. We're about $500,000 there. We want to make it to $1 million tonight. It can't happen with all these donations. JID, I know that mental health and food insecurity are 2 things that are really important to you.
Yeah, I feel like as of recently, we started like a couple of things with Vans or whatever. We did a Foot the Bill program when it was like a small Black business, and we put a shoe together. We had some designers design a shoe and sold that shoe, and all the proceeds from that shoe went to these small Black-owned businesses in Atlanta. And it's just cool, like, you know what I'm saying? I like helping out the Black community in itself, and then just giving back. That's all it was. It ain't really that much of a thought. It's just trying to help out and give back because, you know what I'm saying, we blessed.
I love it. It's a Vans partnership. It's called Foot the Bill, and it's an activation with People Green. It's actually vegan restaurants that are Black in the Atlanta area, which is just so cool to hear about. And that you're balancing a million things. So just that you're doing that is really inspiring. Thank you guys for even making time on a Friday night to join the Draft-A-Thon. So to Yella, to Bun B, and to JID, thanks guys.
I had a question about being vegan.
Fellas.
What?
JID, you vegan? Like how?
No, I'm not vegan, dog. I'm trying to get like you for real.
We vegan adjacent.
Hey, but you said vegan adjacent. I feel you.
Yeah, we
vegan adjacent is crazy.
Vegan adjacent. Okay.
Hey, they be vegan 1 meal a week.
Hey, look, that's something I never heard of. Vegan adjacent.
Hey,
yeah, I can do that.
I got a question.
What happened?
Are y'all changing? Is that number rule happening? Y'all changing numbers? Like
a lot. You gotta buy out your jersey if you establish. Like if you go to a new team.
Unless you go to a new team.
Yeah, like you start getting that 7. That's cold. That's 7.
So if y'all gonna change y'all or y'all gonna stay the same? So what y'all gonna do? Y'all gonna stay the same or you wanna change?
What we got? That thing
I might switch it up. I'm pondering right now.
Really?
I just checked out.
Hey, send it to your boy. As soon as y'all change it, send it to your boy. Send it to me and my boy Yellow B. Send it to me and Bun.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Bun.
Hey, we can do it.
Look.
I'll send y'all jersey. Y'all send me the album.
Hey, listen, I'm a rocket. I'm a rocket all the way. But when y'all come to Dallas, I'm letting y'all know it comes out. So I'm a rocket. But when y'all come to Dallas, it comes out. I'm just letting you know.
That's fine. I just find that when I'm walking in the pregame, I ain't rocking that yellow beezy then when we play the Cowboys.
Don't do me like that, man.
He cold.
No. We'll swap it out though, man. Jersey for an album for a little. You feel me?
We got you.
I'm trying to be backstage at the. I'm trying to be backstage at the Rolling Loud. You know what I'm talking about?
Y'all gonna have to come get in the video and everything. That's how we gonna have to do it. You gotta come get in the video.
We having, bro. We got you.
You just let me know. I get my own flight, I get my own room, but I'm in that thing turned up in the video.
Hey, what's your name? You said you coming to Bonnaroo? You said you coming to Bonnaroo with me?
I'll go. You guys have to go to Bonnaroo. It is so fun. Mark and Cam, we have so much fun.
Wait,
where is that?
It's in Manchester, Tennessee. It's in the middle of Tennessee. It's amazing.
Hey, push up, man.
In the middle of nowhere.
Bonnaroo is tight.
Push up.
Have you been, Bun B?
Yeah, I've been there before.
It's the absolute most fun. Bun, I wanted to ask you though too, because you also wanted to talk about mental health, food insecurity as well, similarly. So tell us what or why it means so much to you, especially now after this year.
Well, I mean, so many people lost their jobs and employment, and that usually becomes the first thing that becomes a problem, like where we're going to get our next meal from. So I've worked extensively with my local home church, the Church of Bethel's Family. And so they've been giving out, they've been operating as a kitchen as well as a pantry. So the kitchen has been giving warm meals to people, 2 days a week, and the pantry has been giving out food to people practically every day. They've given over 1 million pounds of food away to the people in the community. But the churches shouldn't have to do that. The rappers shouldn't have to do that. The government should be doing a better job of making these things available, not just about a stimulus check, but there are other resources they can afford to the people of this country so that, and we keep saying food sensitivity, but it's hunger, right? And I know it's not comfortable for people to hear it, but that's what it is. People are hungry. People are starving. Mm-hmm. So we got to stand up and help each other, man. We can't just sit back and give a couple of dollars. We got to spend some time out there. When you're on the front line and you listen to people and you look people in their eyes about, the reality of that while you give them this food now, they don't know where the next food is going to come from. It just really, it tears you apart. And I know that this country could be doing a better job, but we're so caught up in politics and being separate and trying to prove who's right and who's wrong that we lose in touch with our humanity. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's real.
So true.
That's real.
That's right.
The NFL is supporting Feeding America. It is a cause that is well vetted. The money really goes a long way. It's incredible, honestly, even doing some research. For every $1 donated, 10 meals. $1 for 10 meals to go to.
It goes a long way.
$25, a contribution right now to the Draft-A-Thon can provide it's insane, 250 meals. It goes such a long way. So anybody watching and enjoying, these are superstars. These are Grammy nominees. These are athletes, Super Bowl champions that are going to be swinging through here, and they're doing it to help generate donations. So if you guys could please go text, you guys see it on the screen, and we would really appreciate that. And thank you so much to Bun B and to Yella and to everybody joining us. JID, we appreciate you, and we're all going to Bonnaroo. So I'll see you guys at the Wendy's outside. Great Wendy's.
All right, y'all.
Hey, if Kay says it's going to happen, so okay, all you got to do is, hit the line and tell the meetup date.
Yeah,
I'm with it.
Yeah, let us know what time, where we gotta go.
Yeah. I'll go.
I'm finna hit all y'all DMs right now.
I'm dead at it.
Right now, for sure.
Here we come.
I'm in your DMs right now.
Yeah, better get ready. We coming.
Hey, holla at me.
Amazing.
All y'all. I fool with all y'all. Bun B, legendary. You know what I mean? Hey, it's good talking to y'all. You know what I mean?
Appreciate y'all,
man. Everybody be blessed. Have a good weekend.
Yeah, y'all too,
all right,
man.
fellas.
Being here.
Y'all be good.
I gotta say, the night is young. Emmanuel Acho, you are here, and this has all been so inspiring. It's been absolutely amazing as we say bye to Yella and Bun B and JID here. That it's incredible the small things that add up, and that's really what it is and what it's been this whole past year.
No doubt about it. I think we have to realize, Kay, it's the little gains that add up. Everybody's trying to figure out, well, what can I do that's monumental? And I think, Kay, I have to realize even for myself and Mark and Cam, I'm sure y'all did the same. Just because you can't do everything doesn't mean you can't do anything. That's why when you hear Bun B and what he has going on, and when you hear JID and what he has going on in Atlanta, it's everybody just try to affect and impact whoever you can within what area and within whatever area you can, because it's those little impacts that make collateral damage.
It's so true. We are welcoming 2 new guests to the show. There's 4 hosts, and we've just got guests coming in and coming out. Paul Rabel is here, who, of course, co-founded the Premier Lacrosse League. You play at a high level. You're like an entrepreneur. Your Wikipedia page is absolutely insane. Welcome to Draft-A-Thon. And we also have Griffin, who is here. Griffin, such a vibe. You helped me get through this pandemic this past year. So many hits and bangers. So thank you both for being here. And we'll start with you, Paul.
Thanks.
I love what I was reading, that you're trying to make the sport of lacrosse more inclusive to players who like it, who love it, or who want to try it out.
Yeah, that's right. Well, I'm excited to be here. Lacrosse is a Native American game. So over time, it had made its way into Canada, then the Northeast, and it's an equipment sport like golf and hockey, so the barrier to enter for anyone is expensive, and more expensive than soccer or football previously that we all played, because we had access to pads and helmets by the community. So that's a big goal of ours, is to rediscover the narrative of lacrosse and its roots. It's the oldest game in North America, and then build on that by financing programs across the country so that we can provide equipment to anyone who wants to play.
How's it going over?
It's going over well. I mean, from a league perspective, I had played professional lacrosse for 10 years, and probably when I graduated, most people asked me what lacrosse was. And then the next question, as they figured it out, was like, damn, I didn't know there was a pro lacrosse league. So we got into the place where people know about lacrosse, and then they're figuring out what the pro lacrosse league is because we cut a deal with NBC, and we have a big social media production house that tells the story, much like a lot of pro sports are doing now, better than the past. And so what's made us and got us here is now a part of new medium. So we spend a lot of time telling our story, but showcasing highlights so people can see the game.
It's incredible. It's very forward thinking, and we love it. And you're also like best friends with Bill Belichick, which we'll have to circle back to. But we've got
we come back to that.
the hilarious Amanda Cerny is here. Great to see you. We love that you were popping by. Absolutely incredible. And we also have Ryan Tedder of One Republic joining us. Griffin, let's talk about music, about quarantine, about who you want to collab with. And I know you love football and those Niners, so let's just get right to the NFC West.
Yeah, it's loaded division. I'm happy with the pick they took yesterday, though. I think he's going to be a stud.
Yeah, he'll be really good. I wanted to talk to you. We're doing these 4 pillars, mental health and everything, lots of different things that are special and meaningful to different people for different reasons. You are really interested in helping create better community and communal safety, really, for those affected by violence in the Asian American and Pacific Islander community. Why is that so important to you personally? And it's very important, obviously, right now in our world.
Yeah, well, I just obviously identify with that culture. My mom's Japanese. And I've spent a lot of time overseas in Asia doing touring and whatnot, playing festivals and doing shows out there. So I just have like my ethnic background obviously identifies with it, and culturally I go there all the time. And really, it's been it's been really unfortunate the last year or so, like how much the community's been affected in a negative way with like assault and crime and whatnot. And so, I'm just trying to do my part in terms of bringing further awareness to that issue and try and make people aware that, it's not okay, and that it's those people need to feel safe and protected, and that needs to be shown to light a little bit more. So that's yeah.
Let me ask you, why do you think there is such limited awareness? Because certain issues I feel like is a society or as people we care a lot about, and then certain issues we don't pay as much attention to. So why do you think there is such limited awareness?
I mean, that's such a tough question. I mean, I think the media can play a big part in really escalating something in the public eye. And then if they don't get behind it enough, or not enough like lead headline stories can get projected up the ladder, I guess. Sometimes it's hard. Unfortunately, sometimes people just don't care enough about certain issues, and you have to sort of keep harping on it. And as like people of any sort of visibility, it's like up to us to sort of, reinforce some of these things, and that they're big issues that are really affecting communities, and it's a really big deal. And so I think it's important for people to use their platform to spread this awareness. But yeah, I mean, that's a tough question. It's like kind of a combination of maybe not enough media attention and whatnot. And it's really about getting people to care.
And that's what we're doing here. I mean, this is a huge platform, people from all walks of life, actresses, rock stars, athletes. So we thank you for being here, Griffin, and everything, bringing that message. Paul, thank you for stopping by. We'll get that Bill Belichick. I mean, are you guys like playing lacrosse together, basically, you and Bill, or?
We have before. He keeps lacrosse sticks in his office. He grew up playing it.
We're going to talk about this offline at some point, but we thank you for stopping by, all the work that you're doing. Cam Jordan, you're bouncing on me. Like what that was on a real.
Already, Cam?
It's been real.
Bro, what? Oh, wait,
Look,
Cam, can I get you to stay? Because Amanda Cerny is here to talk about healthy living and a vegan lifestyle. And I know you've got questions.
You know I want to. But it's wifey's birthday. But I do think this vegan lifestyle, Amanda, I thought you were holding up your phone the whole time. Like I saw the pose, and I was like, yo, this vegan life is what got the biceps strong. Because it was perfectly placed for a second. I was like, is she?
No, yeah.
When you turn vegan, I hear you get these mental powers. I mean, I'm just saying. I don't know what it is. I heard some extra that happened. But I'm sorry, I can't stay. Appreciate y'all, but now I gotta go attend the
Oh,
dinner.
you can stay. Oh,
I
you
could.
can stay.
I could also. I could
Celebrating
also
the birthday
not
tomorrow.
be alive tomorrow. You know what I'm saying?
You will be alive tomorrow.
It's your wife's.
We go.
21 plus 10 years. You know what I'm saying? I gotta go.
All right, we'll see you in a bit.
I care.
Yeah. Y'all stay blessed. Peace.
Thank you so much. Mr. Tedder is staying. Amanda, see what I deal with these football players? They're like speaking every other minute and every other day. Welcome. And you were here, and you know, we're talking about things that are passionate to us: veganism, healthy lifestyle, what's going on in India, COVID-19 pandemic relief and recovery. What brings you here to our Draft-A-Thon?
I mean, it's awesome what you guys are doing. It's something I mentioned earlier for like another cause I was promoting. There's so much going on and there's so much to do. So the fact that you're really hitting like the big ones in this stream as well, I think that's amazing, especially when it comes to mental health. That's huge. That weighs on everybody. Like if it's not you directly, it's your best friend, you know, so we can all relate there. And also with the CDC, I think that's huge with COVID and everything that's going on. You know, we're hearing a lot about India right now and all the help that they need over there. So I'm working a lot with Give India, and we're running our own campaign also. But I love what you guys are doing, and I'm just blessed to be here and be healthy and be able to talk to you guys.
You love it. I want to talk to you and to maybe pitch something in between you and Mark, because I think you two would make good comedy viral videos together. I don't know, Mark, if you've seen any of Amanda's stuff, but it is hilarious. But I do want to welcome in Ryan Tedder of One Republic. It is an honor to meet you. You were like the most brilliant songwriter. I'm actually obsessed with you, but I know you also want to talk about mental health. You are a 3-time Grammy winner. Grammy nominations, you've co-written banger after banger. Why is mental health so important to you?
My God, mental health it's the invisible killer, isn't it? I am, without going into like crazy detail, have a lot of mental health issues in my family, and both immediate and you know, and extended, and was stuff that did not reveal itself till I was into my like late 20s, early 30s, and was devastating, and have gone through, I mean, I'm not to turn this whole thing dark, but like, you know, like, know too many people that have, I lost my first cousin this time last year, or shortly right before this time last year, to suicide. You know, my wife, 5 of her closest friends over the course of our dating and getting married, 5 of them committed suicide. I mean, it's just, mental health is, you can't see it. And so then you're trying to explain it to people. And I'm in the recording artist community. So I deal with artists day in, day out, 7 days a week, who are the most, ironically, some of the most insecure, fragile humans on earth. That's why they're artists. That's why they're doing what they're doing. And it's this mode of almost compensating for how you feel inside. If I can project this confidence and this strength and all this through talent and through my voice, then maybe nobody will be able to tell. So I think mental health is, yeah, it's extremely important. And what's interesting is only in the last, I don't know, decade, maybe less than a decade, have we been able to see inside the brain well enough and to ascertain the depth at which mental health actually impacts people biologically. You know, up until, I mean, in my grandmother's era and a lot of our grandparents' era, you just lock people up. You know, oh, you're clearly, something's off with you. We're just going to put you away here, and where they put people like you, and that went on for hundreds of years. So I'm grateful to be alive in 2021, where we can actually deal with it, address it, and find help.
Ryan, let me ask you this, man, because I've heard an ounce of prevention is better than a pound of cure.
Yeah.
So what would you kind of advise so many people kind of preventatively, like how to monitor and stay on top of your mental health? What's the trick for you? What's the key bit for you?
Well, you know, I've only really had one bout in my life personally where I battled, at the end of 2016, I just had traveled too much and I had too much on my plate. I'm notorious for being a workaholic. Everybody that knows me knows that. I'm always doing 20 things, but that's part of what makes me happy. I'm wired that way. but in end of 2016 into 2017, for the first time in my life, I walked up to the like edge of a nervous breakdown, and I ended up having to get on medication. I got off medication. I was battling what was going to turn into a really bad depression, and which I've never experienced since, thank God. And ended up, on some Xanax, and then was like, I don't like this, so I switched to CBD. I even started a CBD sparkling water company. I'm wearing the hat because CBD levels me out. I can't speak to everybody's anxiety, but what I would say is the most important thing, and I had this conversation with a songwriter yesterday, in fact, who I didn't realize had battled a serious bout of depression and went through a complete nervous breakdown around the same time that I did. He didn't have anyone to talk to. And the people that were around him were on salary, right? So the golden goose stops laying the golden eggs, and people all of a sudden are like, wait a minute, we didn't sign up for this. And what I've realized with most people that battle depression, and I've dealt with it both with people that have worked for me and, like I said, family members galore, you have to have one person in your life that you are abjectly transparent with. And if you don't have somebody in your life that you can level with, I don't care if it's on the internet, whoever it is, somebody that you can level with, then that's when trouble comes knocking. So you have to have that one person, best friend, family member, whatever the case may be, ideally not someone in your same situation, because misery loves company. And the last thing you need is two depressed people talking about how depressed they are, which I know is feels nice at the time, but is definitely not the best way to address the problem. So I think that's not being a doctor, being a songwriter, producer, for me addressing it. When I've talked with as I said, I lost my cousin a year ago to suicide or accidental suicide or overdose or whatever, but he was medicating. And I know that if he had one person that was like up in his face, that was true and honest and transparent with him on a regular basis, I think he'd still be here. So that's one man's opinion.
No, Ryan, it's get up in everyone's face. Everyone that you know, check in on them, especially after this year where most people are alone, songwriters, people who create content, like Amanda, people like me who sit on Zooms all day long. We need to check in on others. So I couldn't have said it better. I appreciate you so much for your vulnerability and your candor, Ryan. It's incredible. You think, oh, he's a brooding artist, or he'll write a sad song, or he's got therapy through music. And you've worked with some of the best: Paul McCartney, Beyonce, Taylor Swift, John Legend, and so on. We really appreciate it coming from your voice.
Absolutely. It's my pleasure. And look, quoting Michael Jordan from years and years and years ago, when it comes to recording artists, what you see is what they project on Instagram, whether they have 100 million followers or 150. I'm with them, some of the biggest names. I'm blessed and lucky enough to be with them on a weekly, if not daily basis. You saw the article or a lot of people saw the article on Lil Nas X that he posted, about Montero. He's #1 song, in the world right now. He's a good friend, and I was just with him, and we were talking about when I was with him. I worked on the first album. They had Old Town Road, and had no clue. I was with him, and I had no clue that in his mind at that time, what he was going through hadn't come out yet, was battling crazy depression, like suicidal thought, all the stuff that he talked about in the article a week or two ago. And I had no clue. And he would go off on a corner and be depressed. And you just have to have someone to talk to. That's really it. You can't cure people who are truly battling mental illness. And I think when it gets past a certain point, if it gets to a point where you ever think somebody is capable of self-harm, which I've now encountered at least 3 times in my life, personally, like near family and friends, you have to intervene. If you think someone's capable of self-harm, you have to get up, COVID or no COVID, you get up in their space and you get them out and you deal with it. You call whoever you got to call, but you intervene if you think someone is capable of self-harm. There's 330 million people in America. There's 390 million guns. That's called a disadvantage to unwell people. So anyway, that's my piece.
No, we appreciate your message, Ryan Tedder.
Appreciate that, man.
We're helping support mental
sure.
health in America, all of these donations and Draft-A-Thon, and we thank you for being here. And unfortunately, it's not just the recording biz. It's sports, it's television, it's TikTok, it's Instagram.
It's everything. Yeah.
Amanda Stearney, we also want to thank you. I just keep breaking everything in my apartment. It's fine, no big deal. It's just a phone. We want to thank you for being here. Of course, you are an absolute actress, badass trailblazer who puts out amazing content. And I think you need to hit up the NFL a little bit more. I know you're not like super savvy, but I've got you, girl. We could make some magic happen. I know.
I love that. I love collaboration.
Yeah, I'm gonna check you out. She said you got some good stuff. I'm gonna check you out and see.
How do you not know Amanda Stearney? She's hilarious.
Man, I be chasing 4 little heathens around daily, so I'm sorry. You know what I mean?
That's comedy in its own. So,
do you have a lot of NFL fans? Do you have a lot of NFL players or fans or coaches and people liking your stuff? I'm sure.
I'm sure. I don't know. I know one guy, Juju, who's pretty good with
that sounds about right.
Yeah. That's what's up. Well, Amanda, thank you so much.
Steelers, or he was.
Yeah, he is.
He is. He still is.
Moving or is he staying?
Thank you so much for stopping by and supporting Draft-A-Thon as we welcome in
Oh, Amanda really liked that. She got 25 milli. My goodness. My goodness.
Make some content. So I'm all about.
I just want to be like you when I grow up. Too.
During this time. Let's create some laughter.
I just love that you're hilarious and fun, and then you also stand for something, which is incredible and what we need in this world. So, Amanda Stearney, thank you so much. Follow her, become one of her 25 million followers, please. And let's.
I'm about to get her 25. She had 24.9, so I'm about to be the 25th.
You gotta
25 million. Then I can get a shout out, and then you can give me some of them, couple thousand of them followers.
Hey, you're the speaker.
I'm about the content. I'm like, content king. You know what I mean? I'm all about the content.
All right, thanks, Amanda. Hey, Bradley Bozeman is here. Bradley, thank you for being here and being so patient.
Whoa, that's a Bama boy. You better introduce him proper. That's a Bama boy right there.
Oh gosh, another one. One.
Bradley, tell us about Think.
Think, so it's our foundation, the Bradley Nikki Bozeman Foundation. It's supporting your neighbors and communities. So we started off with anti-bullying. Whenever COVID kind of shut us down, we switched to food insecurities. Been doing that, been doing family boxes for the last 8-9 months. Fed about 1.5 million meals. And then now we've branched into, they're called 6 snacks. And 6x6 snack box, full of, Cheez-Its and crackers and, cereal and all kinds of stuff that are packed into these 6x6 boxes that go into Boys and Girls Clubs and go into the back of squad cars, goes into all the districts in Baltimore City. And the Baltimore police would be passing these out to kids. Whoever just wants one, needs one, just a way for them to be able to connect with the community and to engage and to show, that they care and they, to have something for those kids. So, we're really excited. We just launched it the other day. We packed 500 boxes. So we're hoping to get that rolling, get it through Maryland, and then branch out and start going nationwide. So
that boy good.
Hey, Bozeman, level with me, because I'm tired of seeing all these Alabama running backs go in the first round and whatnot. Is it the offensive linemen at Alabama, or is it the running backs? Right? Like, who actually doing more work?
Let me answer that for you. No running back can do anything without his offensive line. So I think everything I have to every lineman that's ever blocked for me, because I don't care who you put back there. If they ain't knocking people off the ball, if they ain't creating a hole, you're not going to be any good. So I'm going to answer that question for you. Every running back needs their lineman, rely on their lineman. My family, my wife and my kids, they love every single one of my linemen, because we wouldn't be in this house and had these lights if it wasn't for my linemen. So, I answered that for you.
Well, appreciate it. Wouldn't be the same if we didn't back them. So, just glad we got good backs behind us. But
yeah, I cannot believe July 2020, you've delivered 1 million meals. It's so incredible and so impressive. So big thanks to you, of course, and we'd have to give a shout out to
you. Hey, one more thing I gotta tell you, my dog went on a full cross-country tour in the RV last year, going to all the different, tell them about it, Bose. That was lit, man. The whole cross-country tour in the RV, you gotta tell them about it, bro.
So we started off in Maryland, started in Pikesville, actually middle school, talked to some kids there. We went cross country talking to kids about anti-bullying. This was before COVID. So started in Maryland, went to Georgia. That was Nikki's hometown. Alabama, my hometown. Went down to Louisiana, Texas, Arizona, Albuquerque, New Mexico, California, up through Colorado, Salt Lake City, Nevada. I mean, we went all the way across about 8,000 miles, talking to over 10,000 students about anti-bullying to see that kind of that landscape of bullying, how big of a deal it actually is across the country. So no matter if it was big or small or rich or poor, it was all, they all had the same exact problem. So to see that was so eye-opening to us. We knew how big of a problem was, but we thought we were gonna have to switch our message across while we were going, but really we didn't, because everyone had the exact same problems and ideals. So it was such a but.
Bradley, we appreciate you and your wife, Nikki. That is an incredible sacrifice, an incredible initiative, and you are changing so many lives. We're supporting Feeding America as well. Billy Turner is here. I cannot believe you are entering your 8th season. I feel like just yesterday you were a new kid in the league, and you're here to talk also about food insecurity and mental health awareness.
I am. I can't believe I'm in my 8th year either. It's gone by fast.
Go by quick, don't it?
Yes, sir. Real quick.
The Kind Energy Foundation. You guys got the T-shirts, and you're supporting a great cause.
Yeah, the Kind Energy Foundation is a nonprofit that me and one of my childhood buddies started a couple years ago. We do a couple projects every year. This past year, the biggest one that we did was based around COVID, obviously, with 2020 being a year in itself. We sold some T-shirts. A lot of them were just kind of like this. They're different bleach, paint splatter, and stuff like that. But the main cause of that was to raise money to buy PPE for different, communities in need, for the frontline people that were out there trying to save everyone's lives and whatnot.
It's so incredible. A Public Community is the clothing line. You're dedicating each collection to raise awareness for chosen issues that are important to you. So we thank you for being here. Of course, Billy Turner, for stopping by. I could ask you about Aaron Rodgers, but you probably don't want me to ask about Aaron Rodgers, huh?
Don't plead the fifth.
No,
Yeah,
I'm not
you know what?
I'm a reporter. I'm a reporter. All right. Thank you, Billy. We will talk to you. Thank you for helping support our cause. And then we are now, Mark Ingram, I hope you're ready for this, and you better be on your best behavior as we say goodbye to Billy Turner. And thank you and welcome in Commissioner Roger Goodell in just a little. So thank you so much, Billy. And Billy's like, I'm out. He doesn't want the Roger.
Why I gotta be on my best behavior? I ain't beefing with Roger.
Because she trusts me, Mark.
Cam, you lucky he gone because he got beef with Roger. We do have beef
Hey, Mark,
with Roger,
let me ask you this, bro.
What?
Let me ask you this, big dog. Because you know me, I'm a football junkie, bro. You had from Najee to you to Trent to Derrick Henry to all these Bama running backs. When you look at them all, who's the best, bro, coming out of college? Don't talk to me about the league. Just straight up out of college. It's tough. I played against you and Trent. But, like, coming out of college, who do you – because it's about 8 to 10 of y'all. Who was that? Who do you think was the best coming out?
I had to say myself, you know what I mean? I had to say myself I'm the best coming out, you know. Unfortunately, you should have took myself out of that equation. But no, man. I mean, no, man. But that dude, Derrick, man. Derrick was something else, man. He was just, that big physical freak, man. Just, he ran for 2,000 in college, you know what I mean? He broke me and Trent's single season rushing record. He shattered the TD record for a single season. I think he's gotten much better, each year out of the league. But, yeah, man, other than myself, I'd have to say Derrick's doing a great job. I think Najee's going to do a great job. Damian Harris doing a great job. Kenyon Drake, Josh Jacobs. I've been loved his game since he was a true freshman.
Excuse me.
There's so many guys, man. Huh?
You and Alvin broke my heart when you left each other. You don't even mention AK?
Well, you see, he's Tennessee. You know what I mean?
Okay,
He was Bama. He's inherited from Bama, so we claim him.
That's true.
He has crimson blood. Everybody bleeds crimson. You know what I mean? But he's a volunteer though. You know what I mean? He was at the Tennessee Vols Pro Day, like, you know what I mean? So, you know.
It was a Bama question. We are waiting for Commissioner Roger Goodell. Are you guys having fun so far? Emmanuel Acha, what do you think?
Yo, I love it. I love it. Honestly, you know, I could go back and forth with Mark all day because now I got to know how much longer, Mark, you think the power running backs going to last in the league. You know how much they love the McCaffreys now and the AKs and the Saquons and the dual threat backs. How much longer you think just the conventional power back is going to last?
I mean, there's always room for conventional power back because you got to have somebody that do that dirty work inside the A gaps, inside the B gaps. You know, they always want to hand the ball to somebody inside the tackle, inside the guards, inside the center. So there always be a room for that. Short yardage, goal line, there always be room for that. But in that being the power backs, you have to be versatile. You have to be a complete back. You have to be able to show that you can catch the ball at the backfield. You got to be able to show that you can get the edge on runs. You got to be able to show that you can pick up pass pro. So I think the one-dimensional running back is coming to an end per se. But, you know, you could be a power back and still be able to come out of the backfield, run good routes and catch the ball, be able to get the ball on the edge and hit and turn up the sideline with speed. You know, you just have to be versatile and you have to be interchangeable in many different roles.
Give me your top three. Cut me off when you got to cut me off, Kay. I want your top three in the league right now.
Go for it.
Don't include yourself.
Okay,
don't
so you got
include
Derrick
yourself.
Henry,
NFL.
2K. You got Derrick Henry, Mr. 2K. You got Alvin Kamara, Mr. 3,000 rushing, 3,000 receiving in 3 years or 4 years, whatever it's been. And then let's see.
Well, we got a couple
McCaffrey, Jonathan Taylor.
Saquon, I love Saquon. I love Saquon. I love
Sanders.
Saquon. I love McCaffrey. Man, right now, man, I'll go with Dalvin. I'll put Dalvin in there right now. I'll put Dalvin in there right now.
I like that.
But I love Saquon. I love McCaffrey, man, Josh Jacobs, man, Aaron Jones. Man, you got so many guys around here. You got the Rojo in Tampa. Man, you got a lot of guys, man, that are even in Baltimore. Yeah.
Callie Brownson is listening to you like, do you not know Kevin Stefanski's rushing attack in Cleveland? Have you never heard
Hey, Chubb and Hunt, you know, it's so many of us, you know what I mean? It's the RBs. I love the RBs, man. Chubb and Hunt, them boys is cold. I ain't gonna lie. Chubb and Hunt, they cold. They the real deal, Holyfield. You know, I played them twice a year for the past 2 years, and they legit with it. That's for sure. Stefanski got them boys right running the outside zone, for sure.
I was just waiting.
Hey, I don't like to give a Browns credit. I'm a Raven. I was a Raven. You know what I mean? I was a Raven, so I ain't trying to get Browns. They ain't in the front of my mind when it comes to giving compliments and credit. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you're always a Raven if you ask me, a Raven and a Saint. Okay, I want to do some formal introduction here. That is Callie Brownson. She is the Browns Chief of Staff. We've got badass women in the NFL on the Draft-A-Thon, and I'm living for it. Jennifer King, of course, assistant running back coach, is joining us. Sam Rappaport, who was just the door opener for women in the NFL and such a champion. Every woman is nodding because I want to stand up and give you a standing ovation. You are truly incredible, and it's an honor.
Why don't you?
Yes, hanging out with us. And then we have a Super Bowl champion, Coach Lori Locust, of course, assistant defensive line coach for the Super Bowl champion Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I mean, Acha, where do we begin?
Honestly, I just want to know, like, how do you all feel knowing you're like pioneers, trendsetters, legends, so to speak? I mean, I guess, Callie, I'll go to you first, but like, it's not to be understated, being not necessarily the first, but one of the firsts.
Yeah, I think all of us can agree too that our goal with this is not to be the first, but to be the first of many. I think that's the biggest part of what we do every day. When you're leading the charge, the whole goal is to open the door a little bit wider and to send the elevator back down. So, you know, I can't speak for everybody on this call, but I know for sure a big part of what we do every day is making sure we're setting a great example, so that we start to change the game and that sidelines start to look a lot different in the NFL.
Yeah. Sam, do you feel like you don't necessarily have the same luxury of air as other people might? Like, you always got to be on it just because you know you're in a very unique position with a little more vulnerabilities?
Yeah, Emmanuel, I think we all feel that way, right? I think it's a little bit harder to be anyone who's marginalized and working towards ubiquity, which is what, the four of us and so many other people are doing. And so it's a little tougher, but we have some pretty badass, tough women on this call, as well as women who are on the sidelines in the NFL right now. And we all can handle it, and we all can do it.
Lori, the most exciting thing about being a woman in sports is
being treated equally, not having to have a label in front of everything I do, being called a coach and not a female coach, and being part of the pipeline, like Callie mentioned, like Sam has put together for us, and I know Jen does it too. Like, we're trying our best to move forward by reaching back and mentoring and seeing the progress of what we've been able to do, seeing the media coverage now on women's sports. I mean, it's a great time for it, but we just are here to do our jobs and do it well and set the example and set the bar pretty high, so the people that come behind us are qualified and ready to go.
Coach Lowe, do you feel that the Super Bowl has helped bring attention to that and the wanting of equality and the wanting of not sticking out? And do you feel like you get that treatment with the Buccaneers, the treatment of being just a coach?
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Here in the building. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I think, not for nothing, like, media is a blessing and a curse, because the Super Bowl, obviously, is the pinnacle of our career. It's what we shoot for, but then you get so much focus on the end result. Sometimes the journey and the hard work and what it took to get there gets skipped. So I think we're all just trying to even it out. We've had our heads down for the best reasons. We were behind in prep for this season coming up. So yeah, for sure here, these guys know me too well. I've known them too long. There's no special treatment, and I wouldn't want it either.
Gotcha.
No, I was just going to say, I love that. I was thinking, Coach Lowe, as you were talking, I didn't know if I wanted to go here, but I got to ask you, because you are on one of the most diverse staffs, as far as color, as far as gender, et cetera. What role did that play in making the Buccaneers have as much success as you all did?
Right. I think we are who we are, but I think that the chemistry that was created, because it's who BA put together, and BA has always been this way. This isn't something he does to check boxes. It's not something he did for an initiative. These are people he knows, people he's had as players, people he knows will work together well. And we just happen to be all in different packaging. And I think that it works because it was natural and not forced.
Mm-hmm.
It's so true.
Callie, go ahead, Kay.
No, I just wanted to ask Jennifer. I mean, I over here, and I'm here in my apartment in Manhattan, and I have a little card from Coach Ron Rivera that he sent me the new Washington football team swag when it came out, and was just like, keep doing what it was such a little thing that he scribbled and sent with some stuff, and it's up in my apartment. Like, what he is, who he is, just like Coach Bruce Arians, that vision, that forward thinking. What does that mean to you? I mean, down there in Washington, a team that is they're going through a cultural overhaul right now.
Yeah, it's been special to be here to experience the change. Obviously, I started working with him with the Panthers, but such a great dude. He gets it. He's a girl dad. His wife was a coach, so just a super special guy. And I love what he's doing here in Washington, and definitely thankful to be a part of it.
Sorry, Ach.
Nah, you good. Because you brought up a great point. Let's talk about overhauling cultures. Because Callie, I was drafted to Cleveland in 2012, and people don't realize you can throw great players into a losing culture, and they will all of a sudden become losing players. Like, it's harder to, if you're standing on a chair, it's easier to be pulled down than it is to be lifted up. So, Callie, talk to reframing this Browns culture. I know you've been there, I think, for a year, 2 years now, but that's a culture that we've literally seen become overhauled in front of our eyes. I used to walk, is it still Lou Groza Boulevard?
Yes, it is.
Groza Boulevard?
Yep.
I'm like, yeah, I used to walk those halls. So talk about just changing that culture.
It was such a big part of really what Coach Stefanski wanted to do. I remember a couple of days after I got hired, sitting there, and that was the first thing we wanted to do. We wanted to change everything. We wanted a new touch points for all the players. Everything that they saw, everything that they heard had to be different. And then all of a sudden, 2020 hits us in the chin a little bit, and we had to find a way to do it virtually. But it was so important to Coach Stefanski to reestablish an identity and a culture. It was hard to do virtually, but we did it, and we put such an emphasis on it. But it's everything to reframing an organization, as you just put, is how do the coaches interact with the players? What's the respect level? Do they understand the history and the culture of such a phenomenal organization? We had to reestablish all those things as soon as we could. And it's done everything for us. And the camaraderie, and I mean, you saw it throughout the season. The players, the coaches, the staff, everybody who got a chance to be a part of it fought for each other every single day. No matter what we went through, it was about us. It was about what we were doing within these walls. And that was such a special thing to be a part of. And it's really a testament to what culture can do to an organization when you reframe it and when you make it the focal point of what you're doing. And I'm proud to be a part of it and really excited to see what we're going to do in 2021 with that exact same, mindset.
But, in the NFL, even just covering it, so many jobs are gotten because this guy knows that guy. It's a huge problem in the NFL with minority candidates, with everything, with, I went to college with this guy, or he grew up in my neighborhood, or he's, there's nepotism involved, all sorts of connections. What is the web of the women in the NFL where there's one or none or two at most on each team? What have we created that? Because I feel it even peripherally. Like I've never met Coach Lowe, but I DM her. I'm like, hi, let me introduce myself. Is that a thing, Coach Lowe, that happens in Callie and Jennifer? It needs to be a thing.
No, it does.
Because men have it.
Yeah, no, and you're right. And we have to create the framework. And I think what's allowed us to do that is Sam's work and the forum and being around other women that have that like mindset. I mean, we joke all the time that we're graduates of the forum. I'm not telling the story, Jay King, don't worry. But yeah, so it puts you with other women that have that like mindset, and just like any networking event that you would attend from a corporate level, now you've seen a face, now you've had 5 minutes of time to talk, now you have a little bit of that like entry level to be able to reach out and ask a question. There's a couple of young coaches that I've helped mentor that have come now through the pipeline and hopefully will get placed. There's young women in other positions other than coaching, but because they've gone through the forum, they feel comfortable enough reaching out and asking for advice or asking a question. And of course, the three of us and Sam stay in touch with one another. We still stay in touch with Katie. I mean, there was always ongoing conversation because you don't really understand this life and this job and this industry until you're in it. And like, you don't know what you don't know. So we've always made ourselves available to the younger women coming behind us. And we check in with one another because sometimes things come up. You just want to talk to somebody else that's already been through it.
It's so true. And here we welcome Commissioner Roger Goodell. He has now entered the chat. We know it is a busy time for you. We are happy to see you. And here you are looking at 4 of the bright faces that are leading the way in the NFL. How does this feel?
I'm so proud of them. You can't believe it. But I'm proud of all those faces because I see the other ones too, including you.
Thank you so much for being here. And I know that Sam, we love you. There's a lot more work to do. And Coach Lowe and Coach Jennifer and Coach Callie, we appreciate you, and we will let you guys go and live your lives. And Coach Lowe, keep celebrating that Super Bowl, baby.
Oh, you mean they're getting off already?
They are.
It's all you, boss. It's all you.
Thanks, Sam.
You know how proud I am of you guys. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, we know.
Commish.
You've got to be so busy. So you're stuck with Emmanuel Acho, Mark Ingram, and myself. It's a party.
It's a tough crowd, isn't it?
Commish, what's going on?
Emmanuel's so big, he doesn't talk to me anymore. That's what. Every time I see him, he's all over the place.
Commish, hey, why are you in a suit this year, man? I liked you more than just the house clothes.
You know what? I'm back. I'm out of the suit now. Tomorrow I'll even be less. So I'll be back.
Hey, last year you was
back in the t-shirt.
Hey, Commish was tired calling them picks last year. It was late. He was at the house calling them picks. I'm like, I know he tired.
Mark, I got to tell you, but those last few were rough. Yes.
Yeah.
I seen it. Hey. I applaud you for it because I was sitting there tired. I'm like, he still got to be right. You know what I mean?
I was just telling them I thought I had the night off tonight, but it hasn't worked out that way. So
It
it's
was
okay.
very relatable. We appreciate you stopping by. While you were calling Trevor Lawrence to the Jaguars, I was on the Draft-A-Thon site here, and I was talking to the likes of Tom Brady and Kevin Hart, who donated $50,000 to the Draft-A-Thon on the spot, Michael Strahan, Deion Sanders, people from all walks of life, absolute A-list stars. And we are so excited to be focusing on these 4 pillars: health disparities, the digital divide, food insecurity, and of course, mental health. What do you think of the Draft-A-Thon, and how proud are you of what we're doing these past 2 days?
Well, I have been watching a little bit on a delayed basis, Kay, and I can't thank you enough for what you do, not only on Good Morning Football, but also what you're doing here.
Thank you.
And it's such an important thing for us, and I think we're making a huge difference. And I think these 4 initiatives and these 4 pillars are things that we're all going to have to work on well beyond the Draft-A-Thon. But this is really helping, and I can't thank you enough. I can't thank everybody else who's been on, and the focus that they've been bringing on this, and the work they've been doing to try to generate not only awareness, but also important funding.
Kamish, how proud, I guess, are you of the progress that's been made in the NFL around all these different issues? Like, we're now starting to make more progress and focus more awareness, whether it is on mental health, whether it is on the lack of food and health equality around the country. Like, how proud are you of that? I know you and I talked months ago, but I just want to hear where you are now.
You know, I really am, Emmanuel. You know, for a lot of reasons, it's not just talk, right? We're actually doing the work, and that's what I'm most proud of. And you know, we talk to players all the time about we don't need to make statements. We don't need to, you know, talk the talk. We're actually doing the work, and you guys are doing the work in the communities, and not just bringing attention, but also really having impact. And that's what we always talk about. It's an impact. And I think actually when you guys talk about the importance of mental health, or you talk about the importance of food disparity and wealth disparity and you know, all the things that we're really so focused on, it makes a difference. It really does. And people take notice of it. They feel more comfortable talking about it, as you and I talked about. I mean, they feel more comfortable doing something about it. And I to me, that really does make me proud, but it's the work you guys are doing that makes that difference.
So true. Kamish, I got to say, I didn't think I'd be, not that emotional is not the word, but so happy. Happy is the easiest word. To see you in Cleveland, to see Micah Parsons breaking your back and see if you can hold up.
I wasn't expecting to have to pick that one up. But
I loved it. It was my favorite part of the draft. But it was such a sense of normalcy, and we're not there yet. And pandemic recovery is going to take a long time to get out of. But talk to me about the city of Cleveland, just the rebirth of that franchise, them embracing it, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, all of the excitement, even in the rain. It didn't matter. Everybody just wanted to return to that special night at draft night.
It really was. And I think everybody's yearning for that sort of that opportunity to be together. I was just out with Franco Harris a minute ago, and he said, I haven't really been outside for over a year. This was my first opportunity. And he was a little disappointed. His first opportunity was Cleveland, by the way. But he you know, it's what we're all yearning for. We all want that opportunity to get together. And the draft does bring people together. The NFL brings people together. And, you know, the best news is we're doing it safely here. And we had 35,000 last night. They just told me they think they're going well beyond 50 tonight. And it's, you know, they're doing it safely. But the people of Cleveland here, they love football. And these guys know it. You know it, Kay. And that is why we really wanted to be here, because this city is so passionate about the game. And I think this draft has been helpful. The reports today were really interesting because the draft actually has brought people downtown for the first time in over a year. And so all of the business owners downtown, the restaurants, the hotels, are saying the draft helped bring us out of this last 14-month slump. And that's rewarding in many ways.
certainly is. The draft continue all night long. We have to say bye, unfortunately, to Commissioner Goodell. The short break. Mark Ingram, I'm glad you behaved yourself.
Mark, I missed you today. I missed you today when we were out planning because we were doing that a few years ago. So I missed you today, man.
Oh yeah. The Walter the Walter Payton stuff, right? Yep.
We were see.
That was a good
Amino,
time.
did you have a question before I go? If I miss a pick because of your question.
Nah, Commish, I was just going to say you've helped overcome several challenges, whether concussions a while back and then COVID last year, racial tension. What's going to be the biggest challenge you think to have to overcome this coming football season?
You know, I don't think we're done with any of those issues, right? Listen, we're not in this for the short game. I've told you that before. We're in it for the long game. And those things are still ongoing, whether it's COVID or racial tensions. We still have a lot of work to do. And the NFL is committed to that, and yours truly is committed to that. So we got a lot more work to do. We'll talk about— You're the
man, Commish.
We'll talk about that in 10
Appreciate that, Commish.
Yes, sir. All right, brother.
All right.
Thank you, Commissioner. We will see you. Congratulations on a really successful 2020, and now we're into 2021, and I think it's going to be the best season yet.
Thank you, Kay. Thanks for all you do. I look forward to seeing you next week in the morning.
Yes, of course. Thank you, Commissioner. Mark, you can leave. You can go around your—
Oh my goodness.
Yes, we'll take a short break on Draft-A-Thon. The Commissioner out with will be Timbaland stopping by. We've got Kelvin Beachum, lots and lots of NFL players and celebrities on the way right here at the Draft-A-Thon.
Thanks for all you're doing. Bye. See you guys.
Bye, Kay.
Hey.
All right, Commissioner. All right, Mark. All right, deuce.
See y'all later.
Bye.
See y'all later.
This past year, the COVID-19 pandemic affected all of us. We also saw more than ever, the time for social justice is now. At the intersection of these issues, we find our most vulnerable communities, and to help close the digital divide there, the Jets have made financial contributions to Hillside Innovation Academy and the National Sports Zone Foundation.
In an effort to prioritize the autism community, the Eagles Autism Foundation hosted a COVID-19 vaccination clinic at Lincoln Financial Field on March 27th, reimagining the vaccination process as an accessible, sensory-friendly environment.
To be inclusive means that you need to make sure you have support and accommodations for those folks with the greatest challenges.
And more than 1,000 vaccinations were administered to eligible individuals, their caretakers, and families.
2020 was a devastating year for our entire country, but in true Pittsburgh spirit, our community stepped up and helped each other. In conjunction with local partners, the Steelers provided over 20,000 meals to those in need. And this spring, we partnered with Giant Eagle and UPMC to host a vaccination clinic at Heinz Field, providing shots for thousands of people. Throughout these efforts, we continue to support and celebrate those who make sacrifices to keep our communities safe.
You know, we know you guys work so hard for your families, especially during these trying times. Our friends at U.S. Bank are covering all of the 3 months rent for all of you. This isn't a joke. This is
no
real
way.
stuff.
Are
Real
you
here.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow.
The support of the Seahawks is huge, especially for our kids and the demographics that we serve. So the technology before we received this amazing donation from Microsoft was hit or miss.
Here at the Southwest Club, we have a lot of low-income families that come here, and it's our job to put these kids in positions to win and succeed in life.
One day, they can potentially be in this position to be able to give back to the community.
As the philanthropic centerpiece of the NFL Draft, Draft-A-Thon raises awareness for key issues at the intersection of pandemic recovery and our hardest-hit communities. Communities of color and other groups that have been marginalized have long faced health disparities. COVID-19 has disproportionately impacted these communities. The CDC Foundation is strengthening communities for everyone. Donate now to Draft-A-Thon to build healthy, vibrant communities.
Welcome back to the Draft-A-Thon, raising money and awareness for pandemic recovery. 4 pillars. We decided on 4 things that were really, really important to the NFL, and 4 causes and 4 foundations: the CDC Foundation to help health disparity, the Education Trust, digital divide, food insecurity with Feeding America, and mental health with America. Hanging out with me all night long is Emmanuel Acho, and somehow I have a new co-host in the building, Calais Campbell, the best voice in the business. Oh, my friend.
Voice of God.
What's going on? What's going on? Thanks for having me.
I could just sit here and listen to you talk the entire time. So happy to have you here. Let's start with Reginae Carter. We know we've got lots of people in the chat. Mooski is here. Kay Camp is here. Reginae, you've been so patient and amazing. I hear you're not a Packers fan. I got to tell you, your dad, Lil Wayne, was here yesterday talking to us about Aaron Rodgers. Is he really upset about everything that's going on? Do you know?
Oh, let me tell you something. My father in sports, period, especially football, let me tell you something. He is, yeah, I already know he's mad. I already know. I don't even have to call him, actually. I'm going to give him a week before I call him.
How are you a Saints fan, but he's a Packers fan?
You know, I'm from New Orleans. You know, I got a rep where I'm from. And, you know, I don't really know where he turned at from the Saints because, you know, I stayed on that road. You know, I don't know where he went, but I stayed on the road.
You don't know where he got lost at.
Aaron
I don't know.
You don't know where we're wrong.
Reginae, quickly, what have you been doing during quarantine? I mean, I was looking at your Instagram. I'm like eating candy and gummy bears. You have fitness is like, mwah, it's like everything to you. Is that the way you've sort of been getting your head in order this past couple of years?
Yes, I love working out. You know, me and my friends, we do that just like every week. We go Monday through Friday. It gets me energetic. It gives me a peace of mind. I started cooking during the pandemic. Just different things to just keep me busy.
I love that. Well,
you making gumbo though? Or you making no? Okay, I gotta find out. She said,
you know, I'm still trying
to
get that recipe from my grandma. I'm gonna ask me in about a month or 2. Mm-hmm.
Let me know when you get it. Let me know. When you get it.
All right, Mooski is here. Mooski, I looked at your spot. I mean, everybody knows Trackstar, and I was on Spotify today listening to it. I cannot believe it is almost, is it 30 million streams on Spotify?
I have to check. I know it's getting up there though.
That humble vibe right there. Yeah, I don't really know. 30.
Hey, he lost count after 20.
It's unbelievable. What's next for you, Mooski?
Just more music, more music. I wanna put together my project perfectly and give it to the fans. And it's a lot that's next. You know, we're just I'm trying to let my feet out around my mouth.
Yeah, and big thanks to TikTok. I mean, TikTok got hold of that song and 30 million streams later on Spotify. What a hit. I know you're here on behalf of mental health, and we want to hear about what's important to you.
Simply because, just how what I've learned about myself and during my journey in life, you know, and I just know life hits everyone, and the way life hit me, with everything that happened in my life, you know what I'm saying? I was at such a young age and stuff. I just didn't know how to deal with everything, and I didn't want to talk about everything that was going on, and it affected my mental health. But I didn't realize that until it got like very, very deep. You get what I'm saying? So I know what it did, how it negatively impacted me. So I wanna be able to, speak for those people and help people who are going through like similar things that I did. And because mental health is very important. It can change everything about you. You get what I'm saying? Like I was a very outgoing person until like depression started slipping in. It changed the way I was eating. You get what I'm saying? It changed, like I wasn't going out being around people as much. It could change your whole life without you even knowing it. And
what are you doing,
some
man,
people don't bounce back from.
What you doing to protect your own mental space? Like, what do you do on a daily basis just to make sure you stay on top of things?
Man, music. I write. Like music is like my therapy, man. I write. I'm very spiritual. You get what I'm saying? I pray, like everything, man.
Hey, I got a question for you. I'm curious because, like, I know therapy is something that I feel like hasn't really been cool, especially in the Black community. You know,
right?
You know, kind of turn that corner where it's cool to talk to a therapist. You know, hey, have you ever spoken to a therapist? Is that something you would do?
I have not spoken to a therapist, but I think that is something. I can't say I wouldn't do it, but I probably definitely would do that. You get what I'm saying? But like right now, music is my form of therapy, and it's what works for me right now. You get what I'm saying? Like that's the first form of therapy that I found, and I really felt released from. So I wanna encourage people to find their gift and try to find their passion and try to put that pain into their turn that pain into passion and see what comes out of it.
I know we've got Grammy-nominated artist Lute here as well. I see that you're on mute, but I'd love to talk to you as well. I know mental health is also why you're here.
Yeah, for sure. For me, it was like, quarantine really showed me a lot. As an artist, we so used to moving around or whatever, and I realized there was a lot of stuff that I hadn't really sat with. And so, I just been on that journey of like finding myself in self-love and all that other kind of stuff and trying to use my music and my platform to really shed light on that.
Now, Boz, we got to talk to Boz because I was cracking up at your Instagram stories yesterday. There's a lot of artists and actors and Instagram people that they're like, we love you are like real deal Jets fan, aren't you, Boz?
Strong. You know, if you're a Jets fan, you got to be loyal because we've been through a lot.
Yeah, yesterday for you.
We've been through a lot, but we're going to get there.
What did you think yesterday?
I'm excited. Zach Wilson. We got him some O-line help. We just picked up a receiver today. I'm hoping this time it works out. I'm going to keep the faith.
Yeah. Now you're doing your thing on Greenville. I saw you're a fan of the Kings of Leon, which I loved. They were performing at the draft. Everybody go follow Boz on Twitter and Instagram. You want to talk about feeding America. Yeah, for sure. I'm Muslim. This is the holy month of Ramadan for us. So apart from fasting, it's very important that we feed, people that need to be fed. So I think it's just a perfect time to help those in need.
Yeah, Boz, I was just going to say, like, we've talked about mental health a lot on this, and you talked about music and whatnot. Is it just the writing? Is it the recording? Is it the producing? What is it that really just allows that music to preserve the mental health?
I think it's an escape. Anytime you're writing song or you get to be creative, you get to use that part of your brain. I would imagine if you're, a painter or whoever is using some artistic means, it would provide the same things. It's a safe space. It's a happy place. Yeah, we're looking forward to that Boz Kings of Leon collab. Oh, I need it. We're making it happen. You and Caleb follow. Well, I can't wait to see that go down. We thank you for stopping by and for championing that, of course. And we thank Mooski as well. Let's see who else we got in here.
Thank y'all.
K-Cam, talk to us about the 4th album.
It's on the way. I'm
Tell
saying?
me.
I just wrapped it up. I'm saying? I sent it off to mastering. I got a lot of dope features on there. I got somebody in this chat on there too. I'm saying? We got a vibe. And we just, yeah, putting it all together.
Who, you and Calais Campbell? Or Calais Campbell's on a
Yeah, Calais got the same last name. We might be kin.
Hey, you can't understand a word Calais say if you start rapping. It's hard to understand him when he just talks.
Ad-libs are through the roof, man. I got you all.
Hey, come on with it. We're in Atlanta. Pull up, man. Pull up.
Yo, K-Camp, when you make music, because I'll be wondering, you make music for the people or do you make music for yourself and hope it speaks to the people?
I make music for myself and hope it speaks to the people. Just like Mooski said earlier, man, the music, my therapy. I go in the booth and I just I say whatever on my heart. And if the people connect with it, they feel the way I feel, And that's how I travel, because a lot of folks feel the way I feel.
Well said. I get you in here because we know you are a huge Cowboys fan. Deion Sanders was here yesterday. You just missed him. I know Dak Prescott was here yesterday too. Are you happy with what your boys did in the draft so far?
Yeah, of course. I mean, hey, here's the thing. I heard him talking about the Jets earlier. You got to stick through a lot with the Cowboys as well. I would love to, even another 2016 season would be amazing with me. I used to love asking Siri, who's number one in the NFL? And I would just let him say the Dallas Cowboys because it's the closest thing I'm going to get to a Super Bowl. But I would love to see it. Listen, it's all good. It's, but yeah, I mean, I'm super happy with where it's headed right now.
Calais, they could do it this year.
I mean, any team always has a possibility of doing it. The Cowboys are stacked. If Dak stays healthy, they're definitely going to be a force to be reckoned with. But you kind of young. I can tell you young because you say the Cowboys ain't really did nothing. But the Cowboys back in the day were like the team, along with the Steelers.
Here's the problem, though, Calais. Here's the problem. Back in the day is like 1992 now. Okay, that's too outdated, big dog. That's too. I'm tired of hearing about the '92 Cowboys.
I heard Connor Dash had a pair of Converse when he was like a baby, and they were Deion Sanders Converse.
Nah, they were just Cowboys Converse, but my first jersey was a Deion jersey, and I got it at a swap meet. It was probably fake, but it was there. You know what I mean? The sport was there. You know what I'm saying?
What year?
I don't know. I was so young. I have no idea.
He's like 2003.
Literally, I was born in '98, so I never seen a Super Bowl with the Cowboys. So it's all good. You know what I mean?
Hey, a lot of people haven't.
Hey, he was 10 when I got to the league, bro. I'm getting old, man. But hey, I'm still going, though. I still got 8 years in me.
I'll never lose hope.
Contra Dash, tell me this. There's a lot of causes. We picked 4 that were important to us as a National Football League. What is the cause that's important to you that sort of come up and spoken to you this past year?
I mean, something that kind of weighs heavy on my conscience, and it's something that's difficult, is really tricky to actually find something to do about it, is COVID-19 affecting prison inmates is a very underrated topic because, listen to me here. There's one way COVID-19 can come into prisons when prisons are on lockdown, and it's correctional officers. Correctional officers come into these prisons, not wearing masks, I have plenty of people in prison. They are not pleased with how this is going. You have people that are well-known COVID patients, essentially, that you have healthy people, and COs would love to just, play with people's livelihoods and play with their health and put them in places where people in this cell have COVID and all these other things. And there's, my best friend is locked up. He'll be out soon, but in the meantime, he's dealing with correctional officers telling him, okay, go ahead, file a complaint. You'll hear back from us in 5 months and blah, blah, blah. And it's something that, you can donate to all these prison reform causes, but COVID-19 in prisons is a very underrated topic, and I don't really hear anyone dealing with that even. And it's something that has come to my awareness recently, and it's like I'm even here like, what do I do about this? How can I help? You know what I mean? And it's just something that you really don't feel like it kind of traps. I don't know, man. It's hard to speak about, really. It's not something you could research, and it's difficult. So I would like to raise awareness towards that if we can, and just really, maybe there's somebody who does know someone that's watching this who can really make more of an impact than I ever could. But that's, hearing my people go through it like that is just, it's not something that makes me feel good at all. And it's certainly not something I would want to go through myself.
That's real, man. You know what I love about you sharing that is there's so many different issues and disparities in our society. And it's like, we only care about what we know about. And even when we know about it, we don't always care about it. Mm-hmm. And so like, I like you bringing that one up because I'm like, that had never been on my mind. I'm so focused on race and the gender disparity and the wealth gaps and all these other things that I'm like, yo, that's a whole nother issue. So just appreciate your vulnerability and transparency and sharing that.
Man, anytime. I mean, there's so many things. Like I heard somebody say earlier, you can do your part, but you can't do everything. And there's so many issues to like tap into that it's like you could really only deal with what's in front of you. So I don't know.
Well, you just brought it to a lot of people and a lot of ears, and that people who can maybe make something happen. So we thank you for that. We thank you for your music, for your words, for your time tonight. It means a lot to everybody at the NFL and to these 4 causes that we're trying to raise money for. So Contra Dash, thank you so much for being here. K-Camp, keep doing your thing. Congrats on all the albums and the success. And I got to say, Regina, we got to talk about halftime here. I know you're, you got the Rihanna connection with the Savage Fenty. I love that. You're Lil Wayne's baby girl. You're his daughter. Who would you want to see? Super Bowl's in Los Angeles this year. Who would you want to see at halftime?
What? Are we gonna Rihanna? Oh, I should have said my dad. See, I really suck. But I mean, Rihanna, like I want to see Rihanna. But if not Rihanna, if you don't want to do it, baby, because I know that you're busy. My daddy.
If you had to pick two of them, you would pick Rihanna over your dad.
Don't tell him.
I might find out.
There ain't no hiding this one.
Hey, right? She forgot and she tried to circle back. Like, yo, Regina, can I just say, hey, your hair is slayed. If nobody told you today.
Really? Because I did it myself and I really don't like it. But thank you.
Nah, you did your thing. I just had the big ups, you know what I'm saying, one time.
Regina Carter, congrats on all the success. The new clothing line coming out, by the way, Tom Girl, where can people get it?
Yes, shop tomgirl.com. We're actually working on a new, we're rebranding our whole line and working on new pieces. So it's coming out very soon. So I'm super excited about it and I'm putting my all into it. So everybody's going to be excited about it.
We're excited for you. Thank you so much for stopping by. I'm with you on Rihanna. She needs an album and then she needs to do the Super Bowl. I hope.
I'm trying to tell you.
Make that happen. Thank you so much. Give your love to your dad. He was here with us yesterday, and we are now welcoming in at the Draft-A-Thon with Calais Campbell and Emmanuel Acho. We've got Ben Baller, jeweler, Seahawks fan extraordinaire. I'll let you, Calais, I'm sure you've got plenty of questions here. Young Wei Koo is joining us as well. And we've got more guests coming. Is this Darius Slayton? Darius Slayton, what's up?
What's up?
Where are you and what are you doing?
Cleveland at the draft, trying to stay warm.
Did you make the pick?
Yes, ma'am, I made the pick.
Tell me how it went. I have no idea who you took. I know nothing. Talk to me.
So I picked Azeez Ojulari out of Georgia. He's an outside linebacker, my understanding. Good player. When I first got the card, I got a little worried about the last name. I had to make sure I went over that a few times, but I got it right.
It's nerve-wracking.
Yeah, a little
Hey,
bit.
do you read the card before you make the announcement? Like, have you rehearsed how to say the name, or you just say it for the first time as soon as you get to the mic?
Yeah, so like there's a printer and literally a card flies out the printer, they hand you the card, you look at it for probably like 30 seconds, they send you out on the stage. So I was just trying to look at, they have like the name and then like, you know how you, like there's candy, be like candy, like spelled out. So I read like that.
Yeah, the phonetic.
Yeah, I read the little phonetic about 4 or 5 times. I was like, man, let me make sure I got this right.
So who picked you to do that? Who nominated you?
The team, the Giants did.
Oh, I love that. Let's talk real quick because you got Kenny Galladay there now. Y'all drafted who? Kadarius Toney yesterday? Talk to me about this receiving corps. Daniel Jones has no excuses this year.
I think we've added a lot of good talent to this room as well as John Ross, another guy we picked up in free agency. So I definitely got a lot of talent in the room.
We love it. Thanks. Honestly, Darius, I had no idea you were stopping by, and I'm so happy you did, and I hope you have the best season. Come visit us on Good Morning Football sometime. I
know. I need to come back. You know, you guys fooled me with the fake pastries last time. Got my hopes up. Yeah.
I just work here. I don't know. All right. We have people stopping in live from the draft in Cleveland. The second round, third round are underway. Young Wei Koo, what brings you to the Draft-A-Thon? Welcome.
Going on. Thank you for having me.
What have you been doing this entire short off season?
Not much. I mean, just working out, same old stuff.
Hey, I got to ask you, man, talk to me about just the mental determination, because you haven't had the easiest of careers, been on a couple different teams. As a kicker, first off, as any NFL player, it's hard, right? When you get cut, when you get traded, when you change teams, how hard is it as a kicker knowing that, like, you miss one kick, everybody thinks you're terrible, or they might think you lost it? How hard is it just for you to stay, like, mentally on top of everything?
In my opinion, that's the beauty of it. You got to own that. And if if you're scared of that, you can't do this job because you're going to deal with it at some point in your career, So, I just embrace it. It just comes with it. Like you said, as kickers, every position, but kickers, you're out there maybe a few times a game. So you got to make that count, and you will miss at some point. I don't think there's a kicker in this world that hasn't missed. It's just a matter of how you bounce back and just keep your head down and just keep grinding.
Young Wei, you talk.
Let me ask you this, man. Real quick, Kay, if you don't mind, how do you simulate the pressure? I was in Cleveland with Phil Dawson, and he'll probably go into the Hall of Fame. And I would watch him because I was on injured reserve, and he would be in the bubble facility, and he would try at times like to hit the right crossbar. And I'm like, whoa, what are you doing? He's like, I'm trying to be that exact. How do you simulate the pressure, knowing that kicking in practice, it ain't nothing like kicking in a game? But how do you mentally get to a place of making this the biggest kick of your life, like it might be on a Sunday?
So everybody, has a different way of dealing with that. And it is different, it's like every kick is the same. That's the mentality, you take when you're practicing or in games. You say every kick is the same, but at the same time, like, it's not the same. It's 2 seconds on the clock, 100,000 people screaming at you. It's a little different than you're kicking off the sticks by yourself, so it is a little different. But it comes with experience. I think that's why, you see kickers playing for a long time, and because it's experience speaks volume, in our position. And to kind of practice that pressure, I think kicking is really mental, right? So I think we have to like practice, and train our body physically, but also like train mentally. I think I started to like watch YouTube videos of like, kicks or whatever, and try to visualize, or stuff like that, to kind of train your mind and put yourself in the situation. So you're kind of, it's not your first time being there or something.
Youngway, I've got to commend you on your vocal. You address on Instagram hate crimes against all races, against all people, and you are emphatic about that and use your voice and your platform as an NFL player. We have Ben Baller here as well, who has been very outspoken. You have a lot of thoughts about Stop Asian Hate, this awareness that's been on the rise, not where it needs to be, not nearly where it needs to be in the past couple of months. I'd love to talk Russell Wilson and Seahawks with you, but I think this is more important.
I mean, yeah, I have a massive platform. I have an enormous podcast. And the crazy part is the jewelry thing, having a TV show and being a jeweler and doing all this stuff for all these people. That's cool and everything, right? But I've already surpassed it. I've hit every goal I've needed to in my life. I've reached every milestone I needed to in my life, right? I'm almost 50 years old now, and I've done quite a bit. And I think, like, if anything now, it's a mandatory thing that I speak on my platform, Like, to go back real quick, anytime he misses a kick because he's Korean, people text me cussing me out. I'm like, yo, hold on.
That wasn't me.
He's NFC South, bro. I don't even rock with the Falcons. How you guys cuss? But no, real talk. The situation that's going on right now is, I think the media is that it's cool that they're acknowledging what's going on, but I just don't like that there is a narrative putting up certain people against each other, especially between the blacks and the Koreans. And that's not what's going to happen to me, because I was only raised I was around more black people than I was around Asians until I got older. There wasn't that many Asians playing football. I got a scholarship playing Division I football, and this is 1991. It was a long time ago. So like, I've always got along with everyone, and it just was what it is. But what's going on now is really sad, and I don't want to get political, but there's people that have said things that are in politics, and it's caused hate against. There's been anti-Chinese issues, and they put us all in one box, whether it be Vietnamese, Korean, Japanese, and everything else. And it's kind of like, we have to protect our elderly. And, we have to just speak on it. First of all, you shouldn't hit anybody that's old, period, or hit anyone out of hate, just period. But it's just gotten to this situation, whatever I can do. In fact, I'm doing a charity drive tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. for Stop Asian Hate with Daniel Wu, he's an actor, Daniel Day Kim, and all them. So, I just do what I can, man.
What can be, are there, we're supporting different causes tonight. Specifically, Stop Asian Hate is not one of them. Are there organizations? Can you name some of them? You have a big audience, or just for more information on how to help or raise awareness.
I mean, AAPI is a very big movement. That's pretty much the biggest one. You know what I mean? Anything smaller than that is and I think it's just the conversations at home. Really, it starts at home with whatever color skin you are, brown, black, yellow, green. You have to just be like, hey, listen, man, these people, whether or not the coronavirus was started it has nothing to do with these Asian Americans that are here. That's just like, it's the most ridiculous thing. You just have to have these conversations, let people know, because it starts at home, because it's true. My kids, they don't see any racism. They know what's coming inside the house. They see people of all colors coming in the house, and they don't have that, but then when you have people who have issues at home, they're raised with that hate. So, that's as much as I can say about that.
So true. We know you have to go, Ben. We appreciate you stopping by on a busy night, on a Friday night. There's a lot of excitement, of course, everything going on with the Seahawks, with all of your success, but it's such an important message, and we appreciate you for sharing it. Thank you.
Oh, for sure. Thank you guys for having me on. Sorry, I got date night. My wife's going to cuss me out in a
No,
second.
go for it. I love it.
Handle business. Handle business.
Yeah. Anyway,
All right,
I love that, Acho, I love that all these guys coming on are like, okay, but really my wife's actually going to kill me. It's so cute. I love it.
Priorities, Kate. Priorities.
Yes.
Young Way.
Thank you.
Young Way, it's always great to see you.
Bro.
Thank you for stopping by. I'm looking at Orlando Pace, but Orlando Pace, I believe, is a first overall pick. What do they have you doing on day 2 of this thing?
I know. I got to come out and support my Los Angeles Rams and show some support and announce the pick. It's my 3rd time doing it, so it's fun to be out, be around the fans and some of the other legends that's involved.
Do you get nervous, Orlando?
I don't. You know what? They kind of threw me off because they had the fan on stage, and I was just hoping that I didn't get a wild name that I couldn't pronounce or anything like that. But
hey, who'd you announce? Who you end up announcing?
I did Tutu Atwell, so I was good with that.
Oh, he's going to the Rams. That's another toy for McVay to play with. I appreciate it. We also have coming to us from Cleveland right now a legend. Yes, McVay joining us. Who was your pick? Fill me in.
He had a tough one. He had a tough one.
I give you the first name, Agu, and then the last name, I can't even. Agadabu or something like that from Vanderbilt. I don't know.
Wait, I hope they gave you a Nigerian, bro. The Nigerian names, KB, crushing them. Man. Nigerian names, we just be coming in there and Onye Kacha, like we just be coming in and crushing them.
Hey, Manuel, what's your Nigerian name for the people? What's your name?
Chinedu, Emmanuel Chinedu, Acho.
Yes, sir.
Oh, that's great. Hey, how is how Cleveland is? How's the weather out there, bro?
Man, it's brutal, right? It's cold, man. It was raining all day yesterday, raining all morning. Right now, it's cold right now.
Does it seem normal? Like we just had Commissioner Roger Goodell. He said there's going to be about 50,000 people there tonight, rain, shine. Does it feel like things are getting back to normal, guys?
It does. It does. Walking out there and seeing, a lot of fans having a good time. So slowly but surely, it looks like it's getting back to normal.
Yeah. I was gonna say, I want to say just the retirement life. How's retirement life? You just work with your charity a lot?
A lot of golf?
Hey, no golf. It's really a lot of running behind the kids, man. The kids in a lot of activities now. So it's a lot of daddy daycare, but just enjoying it, having a good time.
I always thought you'd be a good teacher, man. I don't know. Once the kids go off to high school or something, man, you can start becoming a teacher.
I don't know if I got the patience for that.
Hey, Pace, how excited are you about Stafford, man? Or do you think that Goff got a raw deal?
I think it was probably time to move on from Goff a little bit. I think McVay likes to get his guys in there, his toys that Kay mentioned, and I think obviously with the arm strength that Stafford has, I think he'll do wonders. He'll be a great fit for the Los Angeles Rams. And what Sean McVay does as an offensive mind is he can use his toys at his display and obviously score a lot of points out there in LA.
Now we've got two outlets. Orlando, tell me this. I mean, you're about the nicest person I've ever met. And when I do a lot of NFL events, you're always there. You're always game. You're always involved in the community. You never go too far away from this brotherhood of the legends of the NFL. Why is it so important to you to still be involved as much as you are?
Well, it is. Obviously being a Legends community coordinator, just connecting with guys. It's almost like the locker room when we played in the NFL for 13 years and still have a chance to be around the guys and feel that energy and connect guys back with the community and their other teammates. So it's always special. And I know I've seen you at a lot of events, which is we have a ball and just seeing the guys and enjoying each other.
Feels like just yesterday, you and I are planting trees together.
In Chicago. Yep.
South side of Chicago, Garfield Park. Thank you so much to Orlando Pace for being here, Antoine Bethea. Thank you both for stopping by and for all the work you guys do. You're paving the way. You're creating this community, and now all these younger players, guys who are considering retiring, have this this amazing infrastructure and community to look forward to. It's very cool. Thanks, guys.
Absolutely. See you guys.
Take care.
All right, I don't know how this is gonna go because I was doing a deep dive on YouTube on Flula Borg, who's joining us right now. The hilarious Pitch Perfect. You've got Suicide Squad on the way. How great is life for you right now?
I'm alive. I have a pulse. How are you guys?
You're good. You're good. Here's the notes that I got, Flula. I got notes and I said, well, does he know football? And it said anything. He could talk about like 1920, whatever we want. So tell me about the 2020 season. How do you think it went?
I'm very excited. Randall Cunningham is going to throw very many touchdowns to Sterling Sharp. Brett Favre is looking very good as the fullback for the Tampa Bay Pepperonis. It's going to be great.
How did you get involved in loving the NFL like you did?
It's, you know, I'm from Germany, so we have football, and then you have football, and they are so different. It's like if you go to an In-N-Out burger and you get a bowl of lasagna. It's very confusing, but I very much love your sport. I love there's so much talking. There's like 2 seconds of playing, and then everyone gets into a group, and they like eat some more and talk some more, and then they play. It's very exciting. I love your sport.
Calais, this is the only person whose voice I love more than yours. I'm sorry.
Yeah, I ain't gonna
Bring
lie,
it.
voice. I don't want no problems, man. You can have it.
Oh no, I like this.
I wouldn't be
just want
surprised
this
if
as well.
lasagna. I wouldn't be surprised if lasagna was on In-N-Out's secret menu, though. I would. You got to ask about the secret menus, Lula.
Animal style lasagna.
Oh yes, ravioli style. Ravioli style. Yes.
Yeah. The truth is, Flula, you joke, but you know a lot about the NFL. You do. I've watched enough clips to know that you know what's going on. But you don't have a team. You don't have that squad. You're still looking.
Listen, I'm a Freemason, as they say, or whatever it is. You know, I'm excited to learn about them. You guys, I'm listening. Please, who should be my team, guys? Who should I select?
2021, I'm saying the Baltimore Ravens wouldn't be a bad choice. You know, I feel like we got a little good thing going. You know, I feel like there's a chance for a championship here, and it's always better when you're a fan when your team wins a championship. So come on board.
Okay, great. Is your quarterback still Tony Siragusa?
Otto, you need to pick a team for him, but it needs to have like an eccentric vibe, a very unique. Who's like an eccentric quarterback?
Lula, go with the Arizona Cardinals because they'll be exciting, but they won't be so exciting that you'll get your hopes up. But they'll be exciting enough and put up a lot of points.
The Cardinals?
Okay. So this is so. Do they still have Jake the boa constrictor Plummer? Who's their quarterback?
He kind of looks like him, just this Kyler Murray guy. But Jake Plummer, Jake the Snake, Kyler Murray.
Great. Count me in. I would love to visit that. And please stay hydrated, Emmanuel. Stay hydrated.
Okay.
That's the key. That's the
We've been
key.
hanging out with Flula Borg, who might want to stay because he honestly knows so much about the NFL and this cast of characters. He's talking about Jake Plummer, Jake the Snake, or whatever you're talking about. DJ Chark has entered the chat. Oh, what up, Miles Garrett, coming to us, I guess, from Cleveland, where he lives and plays. And we've got Antoine Bolden, the great, on behalf of Nationwide here. Love you all. Love you guys for stopping by the Draft-A-Thon. You know Calais Campbell. You know Emmanuel Acho. Acho?
Hey, Miles, ain't you in Austin right now, bro? You still working out there?
Yeah, that's where I've been.
Hey, here's the thing, Kay. I got to be real.
Yeah.
Miles works out. He was working out one of the trainers I work out with, but I didn't end up looking like Miles when I worked out with him. So I'm trying to figure out what went wrong during the whole training process. I'm still trying to figure that out.
What went right? So he had to use you as a prototype, and he got me right.
Okay,
I respect it.
Miles, we have Flula Borg. You've seen him in Pitch Perfect. He's going to be in Suicide Squad, which is coming up. He's German. He does not have an NFL team. Why should he choose and inherit and adopt the Cleveland Browns?
We got the best fan base in NFL right now. So he just be, bolstering our numbers. No, we're up and coming. we're rocking our offense and our defense. We're exciting. We put up points, and we're stopping people and sacking the quarterback. What else do you ask for?
How do I become a member of the Doggy Pound? What must I do?
First, you need to get a 6 jersey. You got to get a 95, one or the other.
$6.95. Count me in. I've got this.
Yeah.
$6.99. All right, Miles Garrett is here. You clearly made a pick for the Cleveland Browns. You're in Cleveland right now. How did it go? What is the crowd like? Does it feel normal? Tell us everything about such an exciting night and weekend for your fan base and city.
Yeah, it's been great. I love seeing the energy that we've had here, especially at the draft. Even walking around, you see guys pumped, wearing different kind of jerseys, excited. And man, when Coach of the Year came up from Mentor, you could hear the crowd just start roaring, and then you heard the complete opposite when Franco Harris got up there. So I was glad to see them getting pumped for us, and still showing some love for some Steelers guys in their own way.
Yeah, Miles,
Hey, Kay, I think we have like 3 Walter Payton Man of the Year winners / nominees with us right now. So one, kudos to all y'all. Miles, where does being a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee rank amongst like all the things you've accomplished, NFL career, college career, although the NFL career has only been a few years?
I'd say I'd be number 1. Being honored as a man comes before being honored as a player. I mean, that goes with you for the rest of your life. So that's something I can always cherish and hold on to.
It's so true. And we'll talk to Anquan Bolden, who's sitting in the dark down there. We'll talk about Nationwide in a second. But DJ Chark is here. Very exciting night for you. We had Dabo Sweeney on. He was talking about the picks, of course, from Clemson for your team. You got a new coach, a new vibe. How are you feeling about the additions and this complete change of what's going on?
Oh, I'm excited. It's not every day that you get, the number 1 pick, but also to get this guy, at number 1, and also to get ETN, who is crazy. I remember watching both of those guys when they were freshmen and saying they both were, super talented. And, 3 years, 4 years later, being blessed to play with those guys, I'm excited. I'm excited for what Coach Urban is doing here, the mentality he's bringing, the vibe that he's bringing. Something that we've been missing for a very long time, definitely since Big Calais left. So it's time for us to get back on track.
Jacksonville.
Hey, I got to say, though, I know you, Trevor Lawrence, and ETN are all good friends now, but last year when they played LSU in the championship, I know you was talking all kinds of trash against them. So you're the biggest fan now.
Oh, facts. Hey, that's how the cookie crumbles. That's how the tables turn.
Anquan Bolden, you are an actual legend. On the field, off the field. I want to ask you what you're doing with Nationwide, but there are so many things that you do now that just tell us the highlights on what you're doing as far as health disparities in this space of pandemic recovery.
Yeah, we're doing a lot in this space right now. With the pandemic and everything that has happened within the last year, the disparities have been brought. So for us, we're just trying to close that gap. We're trying to provide vaccines to people that don't have it. There's a need everywhere, and we're just trying to do as much as we can to fulfill that need. Like I said, I think COVID kind of exposed a lot of things that we already knew. It just highlighted it. When we're talking about education gap, when we're talking about health, when we're talking about the need for food. All of those things have been exposed with COVID this past year, and we're trying to help fill the needs wherever we see them.
I saw you had an incredible sit down, I have to tell you, with Rondale Moore. It was beautiful to watch you two talking to each other. Do you feel like these younger players are finding it more and more important to use their voices to help out? Miles Garrett, a great example of that with everything he does with Water Boys, but that's something, Chris Long will help pass along and involve him in, and that's how it works. Do you see that that's more prevalent, and how hard must that be given the fact that we've been in a pandemic?
Yeah, I think it is more prevalent now. I think you're seeing younger guys now step up to the plate. Back in the days, I don't think guys thought as much about others as they are now. I think athletes are beginning to realize the power of their voice, and they're beginning to use it for good. I remember playing with a guy like Calais, years ago in Arizona, guy.
You passed away though. You did. You motivated me and inspired me. I remember going on the Q Fest and thinking like, man, I need to be doing more. You know, I need to use my platform, use my voice. You know, and so I mean, I always give credit to you and Fitz and Kurt because when I was young, I mean, I got great examples. And I mean, in school now with technology and stuff, you can communicate way easier, teach. And I love to see young guys using this platform and doing things that are really important to them. We had a guy on earlier talking about, you know, how the COVID in the prison system is like, you know, really, you know, it's really harsh still. And there's not really nothing being done. And you realize like, you know, each person has something that's important to them. And the more we speak on, the more we, you know, build a team of people who can combine with us and we move stronger and better, you know, you can get a lot more done. And so, man, I will say, man, I appreciate you inspiring me, man. One of the best experiences of my life is going into the Q Fest and seeing you do all that good work in the community.
Yeah, man, I appreciate that. And I think that's what you're beginning to see. Guys that are doing the work, the areas that they come from are being affected. So these guys who you see now using their platform for good, just a couple years ago, were in those situations. And those things really mean a lot to them. So when you're talking about food deserts, when you're talking about lack of technology, when you're talking about lack of access to different things, whether it be vaccines or any other thing, guys that are in the NFL now come from those communities. And those things hit home for them at this point in time. That's why you see so many guys stepping up to the plate.
AQ, Miles, Calais, again, I tip my hat to y'all. I always wonder, like, where does a desire to give back come from? So, Miles, I'm going to go to you, bro. Like, all you do with Water Boys and whatnot, AQ, you do a ton. I got the utmost respect to you. It's always love when we cross paths. Calais, you know you're like a big bro to me. But, Miles, where does that desire come from, man? Like, why? You got so much going on. You're trying to win defensive MVPs. You're trying to lead the league in sacks. But why make time to give back?
I was a child of God first. I was a child of my parents, my grand. And I want to love as I was loved. I want to serve as I was served. And I came from a great upbringing. And so I want to give back, you know, what's been passed through me. And so all the light that was, you know, shined on me, I want to shine on other people and allow them to have the ability to come up as I did. Just give them an opportunity, give them a chance, you know, to reach the plateaus and the heights that they can't reach. You know, just give them the necessities that they need to reach that.
AQ, what about you, bro?
Yeah, for me, it was modeled for me. You know, I grew up in a household with my mom and my dad, my grandparents as well. You know, that's all I saw. So it was instilled in me. And I've always been taught, to whom much is given, much is required. You know, I think we're in a position where we're all blessed, and it would be irresponsible for us not to reach back and help others, because everybody on here had help. I know a lot of people like to say they're self-made and all of this stuff, but trust me, nobody has ever been successful without the help of somebody else.
It's well said. Now, DJ, I got to ask you, you're in the middle of this. You got Walter Payton Man of the Year nominees. You've got greatness. Got Emmanuel Acho, who has been an incredible force over the past year. I don't know if you've had your baby girl yet or if she's on the way, but as a dad or if a guy who's about to be a dad, new team, young player, exciting squad, how do you feel hearing the things that we're talking about here?
Oh, great. I always like to, you know, listen and soak up whatever I can. Being on the team with Calais, you know, being able to see him lead by example from year one. So also, you know, just picking his brain, finding out who, you know, the people, his supporting staff to help him do so many great things. Shout out to the shirt. You know, just being brought in by him and seeing the way that things are ran. And also just having the passion, kind of like they said, you know, everyone come from these places where you want to help out. I'm no different, you know, about to be a dad, being married, being young it's a great thing. You know, I want to be able to spread whatever positive light I can to whoever's around me or whoever I can reach. And that's the biggest thing for me right now. And I think being part of this young, exciting team, we'll be able to captivate more people on the field, you know, to see the things that we do. And that'll, you know, give us more leverage to go out and help people or lend a hand because more people are excited and want, to meet you and, the assistance that you may give them. So I'm excited about everything, moving forward. I'm still just taking notes and trying to be the best father, teammate, son that I can be.
And really quickly, Anquan, how important is it to have a company or a brand like Nationwide, who you've worked so closely with on so many different things over the past couple of years, as such a good partner?
It's very important. A company like Nationwide highlights, especially in the NFL, all the good that's going on. I think a lot of times, especially when you're talking about the Walter Payton Man of the Year, unfortunately, you see probably only 32 players get highlighted. Those are the winners from those teams. But if you look across the NFL, man, guys are doing work year round, even during the season. And it's more than just one guy off of a team. It's unfortunate that you can only award a winner each team, because week in and week out, you have more guys than not doing work in the community. So it's great to see what Nationwide is doing as far as highlighting all of the work that the players are doing across the league.
Hey, Kate, I got to share this quote, because when AQ was talking and we got all these intellectuals on here, and I read something at AQ based off what you were saying, it spoke to me. It said, "What I do for the public is driven out of duty, not ambition. Because if I can do something and I can do it better than others, and it's for the greater good of society, I would be irresponsible if I did not do it." And so again, man, kudos to you, kudos to all y'all on here, because so many people, they ask me, even Miles, AQ, DJ, they ask me like, "Oh, Emmanuel, do you just love, all this stuff giving back?" I'm like, yo, it's exhausting. I'm like, it's not necessarily like you just do it all because you're so eager to do it, but sometimes you do it out of duty. Because if you can do something and you can do it better than somebody else, and it's for the greater good of society, then we would all be irresponsible if we didn't, man. So kudos again. Y'all keep on keeping on, because I know how tiresome it is. One, y'all were all better than I ever was at football, but y'all were not only really good at football, but y'all are all incredible people. So I can only imagine, man, how tired it is juggling both of those things, currently playing in AQ as you dominated in transition.
A lot of intellectuals on this call, and then me and Flula. Me and Flula just hanging out over here. Flula, you don't know what you were in store for, but I hope you're inspired.
Oh man, I'm soaking it up. I'm like a SpongeBob SquarePants. I'm taking it all in. I love it.
Actor and comedian Flula Borg, we hope you found your NFL team. I might pick, I don't know, the Browns, Tre'Davious Clowney, Myles Garrett could pass first there. Great town, great city.
Cool.
And played for some great teams.
What about the Houston Oilers? Are the Houston Oilers still alive? What's happening?
Flula. See ya, Flula.
Okay.
Appreciate you. Myles Garrett, it's got to be cold. I know it's cold because it looks like it's windy behind you.
I know you can see.
Because he got a turtleneck. Because he got that turtleneck up to his ears. That's how you know it's cold, okay?
Hey, mine's on too, man. I guess it's the Cleveland thing.
Yeah, I hope you have the best. I want you to have the best pass rush in the National Football League. That is what I'm hoping for you, Myles Garrett, out there in Cleveland this year. Make it happen. DJ Chark, congrats on the baby on the way. I told, I'm a godmother. I knew you had a baby girl coming at some point this spring. Still a little bit wrong. And Anquan Bolden, you are a legend. Thank you for being here.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right.
All right, fellas.
I mean, aren't you inspired, Acho? This is an incredible night.
Okay, that moved me. I'm not gonna lie, it got deep for a second. Like, we talking to some real intellectuals accomplishing a lot, and people watch the NFL and they only think about the sacks, the tackles, the catches, but they don't realize, like, Calais Campbell has been to Nigeria with my family on medical missions trips and like villages. So it's a lot of great dudes doing a lot of great things.
Yeah, I mean, just working with Chris Long, of course, Walter Payton Man of the Year, and he was so excited to sort of hand the baton and take Myles Garrett under his wing. They just started a women's initiative with the Water Boys to help, get some of our faces that are on TV that can help. So it's just just got to keep checking in on people and taking them over and under your wing and propelling things forward. And speaking of propelling things forward, hopefully out of this COVID-19 mess that we've been in, is an incredible CDC doctor. Judy Monroe, welcome to Draft-A-Thon.
Thank you. So great to be with you.
We're so happy you're here. We're all about pandemic recovery, health disparities, the digital divide. We are supporting the Education Trust, food insecurity with Feeding America, and mental health with Mental Health America. Judy,
I keep finding myself doing this thing where it's like, it's over. The draft is kind of normal and all of this. Where are we right now?
Yeah, there are two things. We need more vaccines. We've made great progress with folks getting vaccinated, but we need more folks to have confidence in the vaccine. And then the variants have caused, quite a disruption because they're spreading faster. And of course, India is under much distress right now. So we still have a ways to go. We've made great progress, but we still have a long ways to go.
Let me ask you this, because I just got my second dose of the vaccine 3 days ago. But there's been some questions about, does the vaccine protect you from getting COVID? Or if you get COVID, does it just lessen the side effects?
Yeah, so the science is still evolving and they're still studying this, but it appears that the vaccine is preventing you from getting the infection. And in the event that you do get the virus, folks that have been vaccinated get a much milder case typically. It prevents hospitalizations, it prevents death, and that's the really important thing for sure.
Doctor, thank you so much to answer some questions. I want to
go ahead, Kay.
Just because we're, so much of this is about what we've seen in this pandemic. There's not an even field here. There's communities that are suffering more than others. So how important is what we're doing here tonight in raising money, and how important is it to somehow really prioritize the importance of health equity?
Yeah, so first of all, just let me thank you all so much. I mean, what you are doing is just incredible, and I couldn't be more appreciative. We're thrilled at the CDC Foundation. The health disparities have been great. They've been longstanding in our country. We've had health inequities and disparities, but the pandemic just put such a bright light on these disparities across our country. And so communities of color, indigenous communities, our older population, rural communities. I mean, so it's widespread, millions of people that need our help. And we've been leaning in and working with our health departments and with community-based organizations. And it's everything from basic needs. I know, food, so y'all are looking at food, security. I mean, so it's food, but it's housing. During the pandemic, homeless populations, we've done a lot of work to try to make sure people had housing where they could be distanced and quarantined. So it's very far-reaching indeed.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, why do you think there is so much confusion amongst the vaccines? And why do you think people are so trepidatious about this specific vaccine?
I think for one thing, a lot of the questions, and it varies, let me tell you that. A lot of folks have lots of questions and they vary in terms of what their questions are. But some of the questions, of course, have been with the speed in which we have this, the vaccines. And folks need to understand the science behind it. I mean, and their questions need to be answered. It's remarkable. I mean, we should all be so excited with the messenger RNA technology and the other vaccines that have been produced. If you look at how effective the vaccines are, flu shots sometimes only get 40, 50, 60% coverage. These vaccines have much better coverage than that. So that's really terrific. The safety profile is really excellent, and the risk of vaccine is much lower than the actual disease. So you really have to look at the statistics to understand the safety profiles, but it's a remarkable feat of science.
Is there and what would you, in layman's terms, because I'm speaking on behalf of people, because if I'm confused, I would assume other people are confused. In layman's terms, the different vaccines, Moderna, Pfizer, Johnson & Johnson, what's the difference?
Yeah, I mean, the difference is how they were produced. It's the technology behind how they were actually produced. So there's a scientific basis behind that. But all of them give protection. Big difference, like the Johnson & Johnson is one shot instead of two. So that makes a difference for some folks. If they can't go back for a second shot, then it's terrific to be able to get just the single shot. But really the difference has to do with how they were produced, whether it was through the messenger RNA, which gets very scientific, or whether it was the vaccines that are more traditional and using actually viral, parts of the virus to produce the vaccine.
Thank you so much. I mean, I feel like you came on here, we're just peppering you with all of our questions. We appreciate it so much, Doctor, for being here. And I will say the CDC Foundation during Draft-A-Thon, that's what we're trying to do. We're trying to draw awareness, answer those questions, give people some peace of mind, some relief. And it includes just basic needs. It's sort of wild when you read them out loud, like health, protection, nutrition, safety, housing, basic things. There's meaningful work being done by the CDC Foundation. And I want to remind people, donations are happening all week long. I'm sure the Draft-A-Thon will not close down in a couple of days. We want to keep these things coming. A $10 contribution provides a wellness and hygiene kit for anyone that is experiencing homelessness. A $1 contribution provides 5 disposable children's face masks. I'm talking about $1 that you can text. You can go to NFL.com/Draft-A-Thon. Wherever you're watching, we made it so easy to make a difference. If you have it in your heart to help bridge these divides and help with this pandemic recovery, we really, really encourage you to do so. And thank you so much, Doctor, for being here.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. I feel smarter. Don't you watch that? I feel smarter.
I had to get all those questions answered, Kay. I'm not going to lie. I asked questions on my behalf. I just hid behind other people.
I love it. Calais, how are you feeling? Are you feeling as inspired as I am, my friend?
I am very much inspired. I feel like, so much, we can do so much more when we work together. And I like what this represents, I mean, everybody just giving a little bit and working together so we can accomplish these big goals we have. And just hearing different people speak and getting different perspectives is always a pleasure.
I love it. I do believe we've got some gamers in the house, and like you had questions for the CDC doctor. I've got questions for gamers because yesterday, and I think we've got Godku and ScoMo here. People were talking about how much money y'all rake in and all the insanity of all of this. I was like, I'm sorry, am I in the wrong lifestyle? Because I was really good at duck hunt when I was little, and I think I could do it, ScoMo.
It's definitely been a lot of fun. I mean, anytime you get to do what you love to do, for a living is always a benefit. But it's definitely wild. Gaming just growing all over the world. The community's getting so big, and it's just becoming so mainstream right now. It's just amazing seeing what everyone is able to accomplish right now.
Okay, but when you're Calais Campbell and you're 5 years old, it's like, yeah, we get it. Calais Campbell's going to be an NFL player and crush people for his life and be rich and be amazing and successful because it's Calais Campbell. So you realize that, at a certain age or a certain moment. At what moment, ScoMo, do you realize, oh, I'm in a game for a living?
I mean, I used to work retail, and I got out of retail and just Madden community and the growth with gaming. I started off a long time ago. I've been doing this for like 10 years. So, I didn't have to replace the amount of money that I was making in retail to replace that job. And it was just like my life grew and the gaming grew and everything kind of like grew at the same time. So as the responsibilities grew, I was able to still be able to do this. And I'm blessed every day to be able to support my family and the things that I would do by waking up and creating content every day. I mean, it's just an awesome thing to be able to do every day.
At what point in time did you feel like it was a dream come true? Because to the draft's going on right now and all these kids who have this lifelong dream of making it to the NFL, today they realize that this is a dream come true. They got the real opportunity.
You start getting the sponsorships. You're able to buy yourself a house. You're able to buy yourself a car. You do this every day. Like, you buy the house and you feel like you did something. Like, you're able to do that. Like, you're good, right? Yeah.
Yo, I got to ask you, ScoMo, because I see the jerseys behind you, so now you got me intrigued.
Oh, yeah.
What's the favorite? I think I see a Ken Griffey Jr. I think I see a Strahan. I think I saw Odell Beckham.
I got everything. I mean, obviously, I'm a diehard Dodger fan, and for baseball, and the Giants fans for football. I got Bellinger over here. I got Trout. I just got a Herbert jersey the other day. But, I mean, the Odell stuff and the Lawrence Taylor stuff is probably my favorite. I've got to meet Lawrence Taylor a few times with some of the opportunities that I've gotten from gaming. Meeting that man in real life and being able to actually like party with him is a special experience. And getting jerseys from him and helmets from him and stuff like that, those are probably my favorites for sure.
Love it. Calais, you've been so amazing. We will let you go. I know it's getting late, so thank you for being here and part of this, and it's been a memory that I won't forget, Calais.
A true pleasure. Always good talking to you. Love you guys. Take it easy.
My dog.
Bye, Campbell. We love you.
Now let's get Godku in here. And let's talk.
What is good?
Kyle Van Noy. I want to talk about how you guys game with NFL players and what kind of gamers they are. You're also, though, maybe more importantly, a Bears fan. So I'm on this thing yesterday. You're not? You are or you're not?
Bears fan, big Bears fan. I was born in Schaumburg.
Oh, okay. I was born, yeah. My parents live in Park Ridge. So I was on this thing yesterday with, and Sam Acho, he's a Chicago. We all get this. Come on, Emmanuel. So I'm on here with Michael Vick and Deion Sanders, and the Justin Field pick happens, and I'm like through the moon. And they're like, no, I don't know. I don't know about the fit. I don't know if we trust Nagy. And I was like, can you just let me be happy? We've never had a quarterback like this. Are you so excited?
So excited. I saw Sanford didn't pick him, and I was like, thank you. And then we trade up and got him, and we've had some okay quarterbacks. Won't lie, I'm a big Midway J fan. I love Cutler, and I'm excited. I'm excited for Justin Fields' era, man. It's gonna be so fun. I watched his QB1 little documentary on Netflix where you could see him in high school and stuff, and you just see from when he was a young age, he's just a baller. He has that mindset, and I'm excited. I'm so excited.
Yo, Kay, I know this isn't supposed to be like, oh, let's break down the draft, but I genuinely think the Bears had like the second best day of the first round. Like of all the teams, they had like think about it. The Bears haven't had a 4,000-yard passer in the history of the franchise, and Justin Fields was going to go over there and ball immediately, and Aaron Rodgers wants to leave Green Bay.
Yeah.
Couldn't have gotten better.
Get that loser in Green Bay out of here. Ship off to the AFC. Get him out of. No, I love Aaron Rodgers, but yeah, it was an insane day. Just for them to take a swing, that's all. As a Bear, and you know what? For them to get Trubisky wrong, if they got it wrong, and then still take a swing and have the what it takes to go do that, was so impressive. Are you as fascinated, Emmanuel, as I am about the gaming world and it's insane to me?
It's fascinating to me because I'm like, it's so foreign to me. I know like it's such a huge thing. And I'm also like I used to be a gamer, but I was just a Madden guy, ScoMo. Like that's where it started and stopped for me. I never got on,
There's
like,
nothing wrong with that.
Duty.
There's nothing wrong with that purpose. That's all you need.
ScoMo, my gaming ability had limitations. Okay, but then like some dudes are just nice with the sticks.
Right.
It's crazy. Have you maxed as a gamer or like as a true, athletes, if you're playing ball, you're getting better and you work on different things. How does a gamer like work on different things?
Unfortunately, especially even in the Madden world right now, like it's just getting dominated by the younger kids coming in and like, right now at my age, there's no your thumbs get older. They don't get younger, unfortunately, just like with everything in sports, So like, you're able to master your own craft and what you're able to do, but right now it's just getting absolutely dominated by the younger kids. And I mean, because it's becoming more mainstream, parents are letting their kids, play games because, I mean, you can get scholarships to go to college now playing in esports and leagues and tournaments and stuff like that. And the opportunities are there. It's not frowned upon anymore. When I was growing up, my parents were lucky enough to, let me have computers and video games and that kind of stuff. But there was a lot of times where it was frowned upon at my age, like go outside, go play, go do these things. Gaming is not going to lead you anywhere. But now they see YouTube, they see Twitch, they see all these platforms, which leads these kids to crazy opportunities. You see high school kids making crazy amounts of money if they're able to win these tournaments and stuff like that. And it's just amazing to see the opportunities and everything come forward with.
ScoMo, I need you to do this for me.
Okay.
I need you to do this for me because like Kay, your boy used to be on the games, Duck Hunt, Battletoads. I need the top 5, and it doesn't need to be e-games. It doesn't need to be all that. It's just top 5 games of all time. And if I don't hear Super Mario Kart, your Wi-Fi connection's going to go out.
Oh, you're putting now this. I'm just gonna get absolutely destroyed for this, but probably for the rest of my life. So, NFL Street got to be up there. Ooh, NBA Jam got to be up there. Legend of Zelda got to be up there. You're bringing
Boom Shakalaka.
Old school Madden 04 probably. You're putting that in there. Call of Duty, like the original Modern Warfare 2, you're probably putting that in there.
Okay, I respect it. So you're not old school. You're not going Sega Genesis. You're not going.
I throw Zelda in there. I'll throw Zelda, like that's I said. You gotta throw Zelda in there a little bit.
Keep the map.
Zelda. All
right, ScoMo, we gotta go.
Yeah.
We love you, ScoMo. Good luck to your Giants. Great. My outro. You guys can talk offline about this. I'm gonna put these thumbs out here. I'm good at a thumb war. I'm good at an AABB back punch out. RC Pro-Am. You guys don't know what it is?
Those were good. RC Pro-Am was great. RC Pro-Am was great.
I'll get it done. So, go Bears.
Go Giants.
Polish. Are you Polish?
Whoa, go Bears. I am Polish. I am Polish.
Hej, jak się masz? Niedobre noc. Bardzo dziękuję ci. Do widzenia.
I wish I understood that, but it sounded really good. It sounded really good.
Chicago thing. Thank you both so much for being here.
Of course. Thank you very much.
After a break, we've got more gamers. We've got more shameless me trying to make money gaming, even though I don't play video games.
You got this, girl. You got this.
Very inspired. And you know what? Guess what, Acha? We've got Greg Olson on the way after the break.
Can't wait.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Happy Thanksgiving!
Suicide is the leading cause of death for youth in the state of Colorado. And so there's a tremendous need for mental health services. And that's where Second Wind Fund really comes in and providing expedited access to potentially life-saving treatment. Thanks to the Broncos, we've been able to increase awareness and visibility of youth mental health, increase our program staff by 200%, and we're able to fully implement strategic initiatives around technology. The support allows us to save more youth from suicide.
With the impact of COVID-19, the Houston Texans and McNair family have been proud to support our community when it needed it most. The organization has donated more than $35 million to the community since 2002. Texans players, cheerleaders, legends, staff, and partners have helped bring smiles, laughter, and joy to kids across Houston, even in this very challenging time, as we seek to fulfill our mission to be champions for youth.
You know, kicking the stigma and mental health, something that people don't like to talk about.
This is an illness, and the Colts want to bring normalcy to talking about it.
Trying to create a culture where we normalize how important mental health is.
There's a lot of people who are struggling silently.
People, you know, especially athletes, like we don't want to seem vulnerable. When you take the pads off and you go home, you know, there's no difference between an athlete and a normal citizen that's walking around.
There are certain things that you can't control and you need help. And it requires strength to ask for help.
It is okay to not be okay.
Mental injuries are just as significant and just the same as physical injuries.
Join our entire Colts family for Kicking the Stigma Week, May 3rd through May 6th.
As the philanthropic centerpiece of the NFL Draft, Draft-A-Thon raises awareness for key issues at the intersection of pandemic recovery and our hardest-hit communities. Roughly 80% of people screened for anxiety and depression by Mental Health America during the pandemic reported moderate to severe symptoms. More mental health services are needed, especially in our hardest-hit communities. Donate now to Draft-A-Thon to help address the needs of those living with mental illness and to promote mental health. As the philanthropic centerpiece of the NFL Draft, Draft-A-Thon raises awareness for key issues at the intersection of pandemic recovery and our hardest-hit communities. 1 in 3 Black, Latino, and American Indian Alaska Native families lack the home internet access needed to complete their schoolwork during the pandemic. The Education Trust helps close opportunity gaps that disproportionately affect students of color and underserved communities. Help everyone stay connected. Donate now to Draft-A-Thon and help close the digital divide.
Back on the Draft-A-Thon, things are not winding down. No, look at these legends. Emmanuel Acho, my name's Kay Adams, of course, here. Welcoming in Greg Olson. Of course, Chester Pitts is at the draft in Cleveland, probably freezing, so we'll get to you as soon as we can, Chester. And thank you for stopping by. I can just see the wind behind you. I hope you're not outside. Are you outside?
Well, the outside is right on the other side. This little step and repeat that's whacking my chair because of the wind. But it's all good. It's for a good cause.
Of course. We love that you are here. Dwight Hollier as well, members of our Legends community. Greg, thank you so much for stopping by. I'm sure Emmanuel is super, super excited to talk to you.
Man, I'm super excited to talk to all y'all. Greg Olson, you were also a Walter Payton Man of the Year winner. When you think about giving back and when you think about raising awareness for so many different causes and different issues, what comes to mind? We got some vibes in the back. I don't know who.
Yeah, we got a soundtrack there for you. I had a hard time hearing what you said. I wasn't sure if that was if that was part of your thing or not.
I said, bro, you were a Walter Payton Man of the Year winner. We just spoke with Calais Campbell. We had him on in. Quan Bolden, we had him on. When you think about raising awareness around a bunch of different issues, man, what comes to mind for you and why do you do it?
You know, I think the biggest thing, and in my experience with the Man of the Year stuff, you know, those guys you just mentioned and countless other guys, is everybody has a cause that's near and dear to them, right? Everyone has something that resonates with them. Everybody has something that means a lot to them. And all of those causes are so worthy. And, you know, for our family and everything we went through with our son, you know, the cause of, you know, children's health and, you know, specifically heart disease and congenital heart disease with young children, you know, was just something that my family saw firsthand and was something that we decided to use our platform and resources to get behind. But, you know, all those guys you mentioned, all the guys that every year were nominated for the Man of the Year, you know, all their causes were just as, you know, just as special and just as righteous as anybody's. And that was probably the highlight of my entire career, was just being around guys like that, being there for the Walter Payton Man of the Year and, you know, just to be recognized for something bigger than the game.
I love it. Chester, you're there in Cleveland. I'm sure the highlight of your career, I would want to say, is the Amazing Race in 2013, which I remember very well.
You remember that, huh? And
Yo, I watched the whole season. I'm not gonna lie. I watched the whole joint.
Never, ever, ever take a connecting flight on international travel because you're cooked.
Don't do it.
You're cooked. If one leg is capped, you're cooked. Because, you know, I mean, it's only every 12 hours is a flight. So very quickly you can go from number one to we won the leg before and then got eliminated at the damn airport. He met us at the
Kay, you can tell he's still scarred. He's still hurt.
He's mad.
Yes.
In any game he's ever lost, he's still hurt.
Chester, I didn't want to. I was just trying to make a cute little joke.
Why are you bringing up old stuff?
Because this is all about mental health, awareness of what's going on inside and here and there. Chester, you are in Cleveland.
Yes, I am. It is brisk.
You were taken in the second round. Am I wrong? What's the vibe out there, and how fun was it tonight?
First of all, I mean, you know how the Cleveland fans get down. Like, they are about that life. And when you walk out on that stage, they're booing you at first. That's the norm. You have to say something to win them over within the first 10 seconds, or it goes from a boo to a full-on roar. So you got to say a nice, sweet story or something to soften them up. They treated me right. They were singing Sweet Caroline ahead of time. Shout out to Neil Diamond, because I just learned that he sings that song. But it's lit. It's having fun. Y'all should come out here. You guys should have been here.
I love it. Another legend, Anthony Munoz, is here. We'll get to you in just a second. Dwight, I love the fact, this is an official title, I have to read it. Senior Associate Athletic Director for Student Athlete Health, Wellbeing, and Program Outreach at UNC. That is so incredible. And you're talking about behavioral issues and psychosocial issues, reducing stigmas. It's the perfect thing to talk about here at the Draft-A-Thon.
Yeah, and I'm really in a special place. I've loved this place at Carolina since I was 18 years old when I first came on campus. And to have an opportunity to come back and support the well-being of student athletes, but you know, my background is in mental health, and that is so important, and it's so important to this discussion this week, today, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here.
And we love that you're here.
Dwight, where
Anthony Munoz wearing that gold jacket. If I was an all-pro, tell me if it was it 11 straight? 11 straight all-pro. I would sleep in that gold jacket. Always a pleasure to see you. What do you have going on with the Anthony Munoz Foundation? We're here talking about good causes and good vibes.
Okay, great seeing you. Good seeing everyone. This is actually our 20th anniversary, which I'm pretty excited about, that we've been able to sustain our programs for our young men and women in the greater Cincinnati area. You know, we have programs, of course, coming out of pandemic. We've had to reinvent ourselves. The way I like to say it is, as a former offensive lineman, we had to audibilize and reinvent some things. But, you know, with our mentoring program, we you know, taken a lot of it virtually, spent a lot of more time connecting with our students virtually and doing more than just mentoring. We're doing some cooking classes and things like that, and just trying to really build on the relationships, you know, with the physical part of it. We weren't able to do our overnight camps, so we did day camps, really taking into consideration the, you know, precautions of COVID. So we just have a lot going on in addition to the education component of it. You know, really, we go 18 to 30 scholarship seniors going to college. So as an old guy, that keeps me motivated and keeps me energized.
And we love it. And I'm energized about those Bengals taking Jamar Chase, a little LSU connection there with Joe Burrow. Something about all of that. So things are looking up. You're in Ohio, wrong city, but, you know, we're excited nonetheless. Thank you so much, Hall of Famer Anthony Munoz.
Thank you
for stopping by. Sorry to dredge up old memories there. I mean, that was real, Acho.
Yo, you hit him where it hurts, okay? You hit him where it hurts.
It stung.
And to Dwight Hollier, of course, for just speaking to the importance of mental health and awareness. It is so inspiring. And it's something we've talked about now for 24 hours. Really just truly, truly incredible. Greg, what have you been doing this entire year? Talk to me.
Well, I'll tell you what, since I'm retired, I've become the busiest retired guy. And I'm the only, no, that's not true. I'm not as busy as either one of you. But
Acho.
You guys, I swear, every time I turn on a different social media feed, I see one of you is like hosting a different show or on a different event. I'm like, I couldn't, you guys are like true TV stars here, but I do a lot of youth baseball coaching. We started our own baseball program for my kids' team. So we spend a lot of time in the spring doing that. Do a lot of carpool pickups. I'm like the first guy in carpool every day. I don't have a lot going on. So I'm like that guy that's like waiting in line for 30 minutes before the kids get let out.
Any new hobbies? Have you learned anything about yourself during the pandemic? I learned that I did learn
that like I don't have enough good hobbies. I actually said that to my wife the other day. I was having like a weak moment, you know, where I was like feeling sorry for myself. I was like, you know, I gotta like find stuff that I'm good at. Like for so long, I only needed to be good at one thing, but now I find myself around the house and I got to call like other guys.
Hey, technically, G, you were good at running routes and blocking and catching. So at least three things.
All my strengths fit into
like
one little box, but like I can't do anything around the house. So I have to like always call people to fix stuff. I don't play instruments. I don't do anything cool, you know. Now that I got some time, I got to work on that.
We've got Masi Arias on. I mean, all the MA Warriors are excited to see you here, of course. Brittany Elena as well, saying hello to you. Quickly, Greg, this rise of the tight ends, a golden age, if you will. Pitts goes 4 to the Falcons. Kittle's on top. There's a National Tight End Day. What do you think?
I'll tell you what, it feels good. You know, I was kind of at the end of my career there when things really started picking up and we started getting a lot of recognition. But, you know, just in 14 years to see the difference from when I came in the league when there was a handful of guys and, you know, if you were, you know, 500-600 yards a year, you were a top 10 tight end. And now that doesn't even crack the leaderboard. It's really just remarkable the amount of athletes that now want to play the position. You see a guy like Pitts, you know, just there's not a lot of guys out there, you know, and he's embracing the, you know, I heard someone the other day call him a wide receiver and he got like offended. You know, he really takes pride in being a tight end. And that's really what it's all about. I think people are starting to realize the top teams every year, the top offenses have a guy at that position. That's a key part of the offense. And it feels good to know I played a small little role in that kind of transformation of the position.
It's so awesome. And it's very true. Now, Acho, you've been asking the same question to a lot of people tonight. It's how do you protect your mental? How do you protect your thoughts? And how do you put it? How do you protect your
You know what, Kay? I just come up with things off the top of my head. But it's typically like, what do you do to protect your own mental space and just preserve your own mental capacity?
I want to ask Mossy this. It's perfect. You know, you sort of channel it into fitness. You have a young daughter. This pandemic has been crazy, and any sort of personal struggles or mental stuff going on, you sort of get out into the world that way, and you've helped so many people.
I mean, that's my focus. I've been a health coach for the past 9 years. People who don't know much about me think I've been an athlete all my life, and they just realize, hey, I started moving very late in the game, and I started moving and eating well because I needed to get healthy mentally. I wouldn't be here without exercise. That became my career, and it's what I teach and how I live. So that's a funny question you asked, like, how do you protect your mental? Because it is extremely important just to protect your mental health. And for me, I am so regimented and I'm so focused, and no one can ever take me away from those things. And when you, Greg, you mentioned about what do you do? I mean, you're out, you don't play anything cool, or you don't do anything cool, and you're getting around those things. And I found myself in that position during the pandemic. How do I reinvent myself? What do I do to actually keep people moving, you know? And you're literally entering deep waters that I didn't know I was going to enter, and I made it work. Everything, I did it digitally, very simple, showing people how to use their environment, showing them how to be able to work out from home and exercise. This is medicine, literally, for anxiety, fear, sadness. If I don't move, I don't feel like myself. And it's I don't know how to explain it. I don't.
You just did.
And medicine, it's medicine. Movement is medicine. Nutrition is medicine. And it's changed my life. It's saved my life. It's saved thousands of people that I talk to and train and program for.
Kay, I used to think I was dedicated working out. Like I worked out 4 or 5 times a day. I still do. But then I saw a video of Mossy working out in the airport. Crazy. And I was like, you know what? I'm not nearly as dedicated as I need to be. I think she was like squatting luggage, and it was probably overweight luggage, mind you. I think she was like deadlifting like a suitcase. I was like, you know what, Kay, let me just go back to Equinox.
Like, oh, here's a tree trunk that's 9 feet high, and I'm just gonna like jump on it 20. I'm like, I don't understand. I don't.
Yeah.
But now I see how you're wired, and it makes a lot of sense. Everyone has to find what works for them, and it's clearly worked for you. And it's not only that, but you're pushing it forward and helping other people. It's really nice to meet you. And I might be I can't deadlift anything, but I'll be an MA warrior up here and in here. Brittany, Elena, you do a little bit of everything, Brittany. It's hard to keep tabs on you. You're like modeling, scooting here, there, NBA, hosting. What have you been up to, and how's this last year been for you?
Man, so many great things. I can actually speak a little bit about it, but I actually just booked my first TV, my TV show. I'm a regular, yes. So stay tuned for that. It'll be coming out probably in 2022. I'm really excited about that. But just being myself, keeping up with my Motivation Mondays, keeping up with my Millie Mondays. That is my way of motivating others as well as myself, and just trying to bring that positive spirit and energy to, social media and just to the world, just trying to, bring that light that's needed in so many different ways.
I have not seen a Motivation Monday. I don't know if Greg or Emmanuel have. I'm subscribing right now. Don't look at, I'm doing it right. Look, Brittany, I literally am on your page. Follow. Can you give me a little motivational Friday night? Like, what can I expect from Motivational Monday? How does it work?
Okay, so you know how a lot of people, they always get excited about the weekend. They're like, yeah, it's Friday. We're about to go into the weekend. Like, no.
We do it Monday.
We got good energy for Monday. We got to make sure we have that good, bright energy, just trying to make sure we start the week so we can have the week off amazing. So I'm like, I'm going to bring that good energy because I know me. I don't like waking up early in the morning. So I'm trying to make sure that, I'm like, let's go. Like, it's a new week, I always say great morning, and then I'm grateful for another day, and it's another day to be great. So I always say, no matter what happened in the past, no matter what happened yesterday, you got to make sure that you start a new day and forgetting about the past and just trying to work on being great, because we are all great. God made us to be great, and it's just all up to us to make sure that we just fulfill what God has planned for us in that path. So I always just make sure just to put that energy out there. So
Mondays are meant.
I love that.
What up, though? What up, though?
What up, Dottie?
Yeah. What's happening?
Jacoby, I haven't seen you in 5 years. Why are you, you're in Cleveland. What is happening?
Well, they got me doing a pick, and I'm excited about it, and it's gonna be.
Oh, you haven't done it yet?
Huh? No, bro. Hey, bro, I'm sitting in the green room like I'm about to get drafted to do the pick. I'm sitting in there like this right here, like what the fuck? Oh, my bad. You know, I got a mouth on me.
Jacoby. Hey, Greg, have you ever done a pick at the draft?
I did. Actually, I get that. So a couple years ago, I called the pick, and it was.
Hey, bro, I'm gonna say this though. Say what you were saying. I'm sorry.
It was like a 3rd round pick, and I was sitting there, and it just went on and on and on. You're in the green room, and you're dying to go home. And fortunately, we traded up, and I was like the happiest guy. I didn't even care who we picked. I don't remember who it was, but I'll tell you what. I was never happier that we traded up.
It's like sitting at home waiting to get drafted.
Yeah, it was.
That's how I feel. You sitting there like, man, when is my turn? And then it happens.
Jacoby, are you on TikTok? I feel like your dance moves need to be on TikTok.
Oh, don't worry about it. Watch how I walk on the stage. Ooh, 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 ooh. Oh, y'all about to see Anteen. Y'all about to see Anteen. I've been waiting this long. Whoo. Thank you.
Yo, just don't mess around and announce yourself, bro.
I am. I'm coming out of retirement.
Harvey?
Nah, I'm joking, man. Whoever we draft, man, I hope that kid, grow and be great.
All right. Well, Jacoby, thank you for stopping by. Hopefully they got, we don't have any caviar, shrimp cocktail back there for you. Come on now.
Come again?
Shrimp, no cocktail.
For you back there, some shrimp cocktail, something. Granola.
No, not right now, because I don't want to mess nobody's name up.
Jacoby, have fun. We can't wait to see you dancing. We appreciate you, Mossy. And Elena, congratulations on the triptych.
Let me tell you something. Y'all gotta know I'm goofy as shit now.
Oh, I've met you.
I play all day, but I understand what you're saying.
Thanks, Jacoby. Thanks, Mossy. And thanks, Elena, for hanging out with us.
All right, y'all.
Hi, guys.
Bye, team.
Motivation Monday. Well, Emmanuel, I mean, that's exactly what I expected from Jacoby Jones. If I'm being honest.
I didn't know what to expect. You said shrimp cocktail, just shrimp. Lay off the cocktail, Jacoby. You still got a name to present.
I've never met him or talked to him before.
He was on like Dancing with the Stars. I think didn't he win the Mirrorball Trophy? I think he did. Fact check, trivia. I think he did win the Mirrorball Trophy. I'm not kidding.
I'm not sure.
I met him at that Super Bowl, that Ravens Niners Super Bowl in New Orleans with Beyonce. When the lights went out, that happened. Okay, we've got more guests here. Party shirt. Who's wearing the Khalil Mack jersey? Let's talk about the Bears, baby.
Yes, let's go.
I'm sure we'll talk about the Bears. Let's go.
Let's go.
How do you feel about the picks?
I am stoked. Let's get a quarterback already. I'm done with Trubisky. I want some new, fresh faces. Let's go.
Same boat. Yeah, let's get it.
Where in Chicago are you?
We're actually in LA right now.
Okay. All right, party shirts.
Hey, let me ask you this.
Party shirts here for mental health. We want to get that out there. The producers, I'm sorry, Emmanuel Acho. I keep telling them, tell Acho. I'm not trying to cut him off. I'm just trying to get some info out of these guys. Party shirt. Talk to me about mental health and what it means to you.
Yes, I mean, we've both got our own stories and struggles with it, but it's a huge, huge part of our whole thing and mission statement from day one. I'm from Australia, and luckily we have a great organization over there called Beyond Blue, and it really focuses on men's mental health. And so when I came out here, I worked closely with the Movember Foundation for a couple of years because it's just a big cause, you know, and I think, you know, it's no secret that it's, you know, there's this whole dichotomy of, you know, men can't cry, but then have such a high suicide rate and all that. So just open up the conversation of, you know, asking if your mate's okay, you know, always being there for your friends, always being a shoulder to cry on. And then also, you know, trying to be vulnerable with yourself and your friends. And because sometimes even with people you're close with, it's tough to bring up your struggles. You know, you don't want to put your problems on other people, or you don't want to seem weak. But just really, you know, I just want everyone to know that, you know, that hopefully have someone to talk to, and you can always shoot us a message and we try to respond. You know, there's volume, but really just want everyone to have a conversation with their mates and make sure everyone's all right.
It's so true. It happens in the music industry. It happens in Hollywood. I mean, Greg, you're an OG in this league. It's something that I think everyone can admit was not talked about in NFL locker rooms, in broadcasting booths, anywhere. And I got to say, I wasn't convinced that it was being taken as seriously as it is, but I've been sitting here for 10 total hours now for the past 2 days. And across the board, mental health is not only accepted as a priority, Greg.
You know, I think a lot of times I agree with everything you said, Kay. I think so many times guys didn't even really understand what they were feeling, right? I think guys, you know, had these thoughts in their mind or had these feelings or these tough days, and they didn't recognize it for what it was until they heard other people kind of define it and share their own personal story and say, you know what, I've had those days, you know, I've had those weak moments. I've had those days where I didn't feel like I was good enough, or I had doubt, or, you know, whatever it was. But it wasn't until I heard someone else talk about it that maybe I was able to define it myself. So, you know, I think anytime people are, you know, are willing to share their weakest moments, right? Everyone's willing to take a microphone or take a stance and talk about themselves when they're having a great day, right? Everyone wants to share their best, but not everyone is willing to share themselves and show their vulnerabilities of their weakest moments. And I think that's truly courageous, right? That's hard. That's something we all don't like to do, but I do feel like we've cracked it a little bit. I do feel like an NFL locker room is not quite as, you know, macho as everyone wants it to be, you know, on the outside. There's a lot of guys in there who are willing to be honest with themselves, be honest with their teammates and their friends. And I think those are all great steps forward.
It's so true. And I love the sentiment you're echoing here. Party shirt. Well, somebody went to school with Sam Darnold. Is this true?
Oh, yeah. So we went to different high schools, but I've known Sam since we were like, you know, in elementary school. We grew up together playing football, all that good stuff. Our dads are really close.
Well, you're not that good of friends if you've been a Patriots fan this whole time.
Whoa. Okay, actually, we played football for the SOC Patriots, so that's where we actually came together.
I love it. All right,
Pop Warner League.
To my Chicago guys for a second. By the way, new song out, right, guys? You guys have a new song. It's called So What. I listened to it today. It's amazing. I gotta say, I was texting with Chase Winovich earlier. He sent guards. He's your boy. How is this success? How amazing is this? You got Joey Bosa, friends with him too?
Yeah, it's wild. You never know who's listening to your music. You know, you never know who's gonna pop up at a show and say what up. It's cool. You don't imagine that stuff when you start making music.
When you have so much going on and you've got these absolute bangers, hits coming out, famous people liking what you guys have going on, LTC, why would food security even be a priority for you two, or something that's so like near and dear to your heart?
That's something that I think got kind of instilled, at least in me, when I was in like grade school, was like the Chicago Food Depository. Every year we'd always do like a food drive at my school. And that just became kind of like, I feel like just like ingrained in my head through all those years of like, you know, bringing canned foods to school and stuff around the holidays that, you know, then a few years back when we started doing our Friendsgiving shows in Chicago, we were like, we really should, you know, try and do more than just put on a show, make it something where we can give back to the city that's given us a lot. And, you know, we've done, I think, $1 from every ticket of all the Chicago shows has gone to the Chicago Food Depository. We've done a coat drive, I think almost every year in Chicago, which is great because we always do the show in around Thanksgiving. So it's nice to get coats that can go out to people who need them for the winter, because the winters get brutal out there. Yeah, it's just like felt like a natural thing.
Yeah, just growing up in Chicago and now living in LA, we see lots of, you know, disparities. There are people who need, you know, a little bit of a helping hand. So we're always trying to do anything we can, you know, we're already going on tour. So if there's any way we can go on tour and also help out, you know, some sort of charity every single time we go on tour, it's something that just kind of makes us feel better about what we're doing on tour as well.
Pretty cool, Manuel.
Where'd that passion for giving back come from?
I feel like it's just a natural instinct for me. I don't know. Just my family's always been that way. Our schools that we went to have brought us up kind of that way. And also it's just kind of naturally how I feel. If I see someone who needs a jacket, I feel like they should have a jacket, you know?
I like it. Now, you got the Bears jersey on, so I got to ask, because, Kay, this question's been on my mind for like the last 10 minutes. You happier about Justin Fields being drafted to the Bears or the thought of Aaron Rodgers leaving the Packers?
Great question.
I'm excited about both. Aaron Rodgers has...
No, you got to give me one. What's more exciting?
More excited about us having a quarterback, like a good quarterback, hopefully a good quarterback. But I'm also very excited to hopefully see Aaron Rodgers. He's ruined many a Sunday in my life.
You know, Aaron Rodgers is 21-5 versus the Bears. Okay, I looked that up today. I was like, oh God, that's terrible.
Why would you do that?
That's terrible.
Emmanuel, don't ruin my night. It's a great time here at Draft-A-Thon. We want to, of course, welcome in Emily Samuel. Thank you for being so patient and being here. Talk to us about what you do. It's an incredible platform, people from all walks of life. And tell us how your year was.
So actually, my year was really spectacular. I am a founding females trainer at this gym called the Dog Pounds. It started out in New York, and then it moved to LA. But I recently left because I really wanted to start doing my own thing. My big focus is, especially after this year, realizing how much mental health and physical health mean to people and how important it is. And it's like kind of like the one thing that kind of kept people sane during this super hard time. So I was put up for adoption as a kid, and like my older brother and my biological sister, like biologically, they don't have the resources or the means to get to a gym. So I kind of wanted to leave Dog Pound and focus on something that I can provide to help people of all, you know, incomes to be able to work out and feel good. So I'm working on building an app right now, actually, that's going to be like subscription-based, very affordable, and cater to a lot of people that are all over the world. And I'm always going to have like a social media aspect to connect them. And I'm going to definitely have like words of encouragement of the day, have some positive readings every single day on there to help with mental health as well, because a lot of people don't have the resources to, you know, stay healthy and mentally and physically. So my goal is to try and help as many people as possible right now. So, but yeah, my year's been amazing. I've just been working on that and just remembering how blessed I am each day.
I love that. Do you think that the physical health, it affects the mental health? Do you view the mental health affecting the physical health? Do you think one can exist without the other? Or how do you approach them both?
Well, absolutely. The mental health and physical health definitely like kind of go hands in hands. For a really good example of this is like if you're not putting great foods into your body, like not nourishing foods, like you're not going to feel your best. Therefore, like you might like you have no idea, like foods really like can affect your mood. Like I have an inflammatory disease, so if I have like a lot of peppers or anything that's hot or like super greasy, like I don't feel very well, and then mentally I'm like down on myself because I look in the mirror and I'm like not feeling my best.
Right.
But yeah, they definitely go hands in hand because like when you look good, you feel good. And if you're not like looking good, then you're not feeling good. And everything comes down to like feeling good mentally. At the end of the day, I mean, obviously and physically as well, because, you know, you have to be physically healthy, but I don't really see how you can have one without the other, honestly, just because I know a lot of people that are in incredible shape, but mentally, like they're not, you know, great. They're not doing great. I also know a lot of people that, you know, are mentally okay, like they're doing pretty well, but physically, you know, they're not doing amazing. So it's just better if it goes hands in hand and you can then just be your best self. So
I just got to say, I know there's so much more work to do, but I mean, Greg and Emmanuel, I'm just so excited about the next generation. Really, really encouraged and inspired.
Thanks.
by all of you guys. So thank you, Party Shirt, Xavier, Ivy, tell Sam Darnold we say hi. LTC, thank you. Good luck to the Bears. And Emily, really well said. And there's a lot of food for thought there in your words.
Yes, thank you. I really appreciate that.
We appreciate you all about fixing and bridging and helping and recovering the digital divide, the health disparities that are going on at the CDC Foundation, food insecurity, helping support Feeding America, and mental health, of course, paramount to all of us and discriminating against no one and helping the Mental Health America. So all of that's going on. Thank you again so much to Emily. Greg, we've got a couple more guests here. I think we're going back out to Cleveland. I feel bad because the weather is so bad.
No, they got a brutal.
They do.
All right, Frankie Ragnow. Let's do this. We're doing this right now. Hey guys, welcome to the show. How are you?
Good. Greg looks comfortable, man. You're looking good, bro.
I'm lounging at home. Just a basic background at my kitchen table.
I asked him if I could take this home with me. I don't know if they're gonna let me.
You
I
did?
don't know if I'd ever use it.
Vetoed?
Greg,
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you. You know what? I have this bag of candy. I want you to take charge here. Why don't you run point here? Do something.
No, how could I ever take your spot? I feel like
I'm good.
you are made for this. You guys have these fancy backgrounds.
Go for it.
I got my feet up. I'm lounging at home. I got the Draft-A-Thon in the background. I'm meeting a lot of people that I've never really talked to or seen. So I've enjoyed this. You're doing a great job running point guard here.
I'm learning a lot of things. Acho, want to kick things off?
Hey, Kay, can we talk about how Greg is a master deflector? He knows TV 101. Just a master. You know, Kay, you're doing a great job. Kay, why don't you just keep doing what you're doing?
You're a professional. We see you every day on TV. You're a professional.
Okay, let's talk to the guys that are in Cleveland. Frank, how are you feeling? How's the weather? How's the vibe out there?
It's cold, but otherwise, the vibe is great. There's a lot of more people than I expected, to be honest. But otherwise, it's pretty exciting. It's just a little chilly.
I wouldn't expect.
Wait, Frank, how cold is it,
you to complain about weather since don't you have an Instagram page? Man outdoors. Hello.
Correct. I forgot. It's not cold. I'm completely fine. And this is perfect weather. But yeah, it's cold. It's cold.
Stay on brand. You got to stay on brand.
No doubt.
Is it like 30 degrees? Because everybody's come on and said it's cold. But I'm like, bruh, you play in Detroit, so you used to the cold.
I think it's that Lake Erie wind effect right here. We're right here on the Great Lake, and that's different.
No, people don't get it. That lake effect wind, that lake effect snow, it'll change your life.
No doubt, yeah.
What do you think about what the Lions, go ahead.
The only note I have is Frank considers himself an outdoorsman. Literally, what's all I have.
Hey, that's true. That's all I am. Just an outdoorsman.
No, I was saying, what you think about what the Lions have done, man? Shout out to y'all for not taking the sexy, flashy receiver and trying to build an O-line. Word on the street, y'all should have a top 5 O-line this year. Talk to me.
Yeah, it's exciting. I'm hoping that just means we're going to run that rock. Because Kane looks like he's a mauler up front.
For sure.
It'll be cool to add him to the room. And now we drafted 2 more defensive tackles, so it's some beef in the middle, so it'll be fun.
We've got
I
Alec
love it.
as well. Alec is waving, shaking hands, and kissing babies out there with that tie and that pendant. I don't know what's going on, but I do, of course, want to thank you for all the work you do. You are a Walter Payton Man of the Year nominee for the Raiders in 2020. And of all of the pillars that we're helping support at the Draft-A-Thon, and there are 4, food insecurity is really meaningful to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Vegas is one of those places you depend on people coming into town, right? And I moved in right when things were getting bad, and you could see the line just down the street, right? So the Raiders really stepped up. They've donated hundreds of thousands of meals. Me and some of my buddies were able to get together, just doing the right thing. We're following in the Greg Olsen tree. Luke Wilson is kind of from him, and then Luke taught us while he was at the Raiders. So, you just kind of follow all those footsteps, man. It's a brotherhood. We take care of each other.
Luke is a one-of-a-kind teammate now.
Luke is amazing.
He is you guys both played with him, right?
Yeah. Luke is incredible, man.
I'll tell you what, my 6 months with Luke, I knew him a little bit, just being around the league and whatnot, but just spending 6 months with him in in Seattle last year. He is one of a kind, man. He is a great dude. We had a lot of fun. He is something. That's all I'll say. He is one of a kind.
Hilarious.
Frank Ragnow, Alec Ingold coming to us from Cleveland. I'm a little like starstruck to have John Francis on the show. I mean, science you're the creator. It is, I mean, binge watchable. It is incredible.
Wow.
It is.
I like that.
I'm a little nervous. I went to you last because I was like, I don't even know what to ask.
Well, listen, you say I'm the creator. A lot of people call me the emperor, but I'll take the creator. That's fine.
Winning show. I'll ask you this: what's left to discover, or what's next on the list? What do you want to start?
Here's what's the next thing to discover. Look, we're in the money round right now. Like, we're in the money rounds. This is where all the guys who are going to go to the Hall of Fame are going to be picked, like, sometime between now and the end of the draft. I cannot tell you the amount of analysis that I've done on where the value actually sits in the NFL draft. And we're in the thick of it right now. So a lot of the names that people don't understand, or they don't remember, or they don't know, and they're like, who's that kid? That kid's the one who's going to go to the Hall of Fame.
John, I got to ask you this, bro, because I think there was the JPP one. I think there was somebody racing, maybe an animal or something. What has been the most fascinating discovery over the course of your sports science journey? Like, what's the first one that comes to mind? Don't think too long.
Well, the first one is that guys my size or a little bit bigger are the greatest running backs of all time. People under 6 feet, 6 feet or under, and guys who weigh a little bit more than I do. It's unbelievable when you look at the Emmitt Smiths of the world, and you're like, now when everyone says, oh my God, these guys are such freaks. I mean, look, if you're 6'5", 250, you're going to be playing something somewhere. But if you're 5'10", $190, 200 pounds, you're a fairly average framed human being. But what's incredible to me is how people underestimate being not the biggest, strongest, fastest, but being big enough, strong enough, fast enough. That then, when you combine that with the mental, with sort of the mental aspect of not giving up, of being persistent, that's what makes someone great. I don't fall in love. It's funny because sports science, sort of opened the door to people looking at the game in a different way. And I can tell you honestly, it's only one thing to consider, because most people are not at the very top of the curve, they're in the middle. And now we're sitting in those money rounds where the obvious amazing athletes have maybe gone unnoticed because they all got taken in the first and second rounds. Right. So this is why I think the money rounds exist.
Do GMs in front offices hit you up?
They have. I could tell you who I've advised, but I'd have to do something that I don't want to do.
I mean, just
let me ask you this.
Say like the Schmeehawks or like the
yeah, it's like,
Can we do this? Can we do a sports science on trying to prove that Aaron Donald is not a human being?
So I had Aaron Donald throw me in the sports science lab. Type in Aaron Donald, sports science. I had him throw me in the sports science lab. It started with Ndamukong Suh. And it was Ndamukong Suh. We had, we probably had 8, 9 guys. Remember, we did 1,800 segments of sports science. But Aaron Donald actually set the record for throwing me the farthest. Now, I know it's not an official NFL metric, but as it turns out, you can tell a lot about someone as to how far they can throw John Brinkus.
Alien.
That doesn't surprise me.
1,800 shows, I never made it.
It's really fun. It's much.
I know we've been in the same, we've hung out, and you weren't on it. You know what? It wasn't always up to me. If it was up to me, you would have been on it every show.
The generic white average tight end, I know, doesn't really set the bar.
It's funny. Do you want to know? Here, I'm going to tell you a little inside scoop. This is true. So when we had, in one particular year, we were lining up all the quarterbacks and star players we were getting, and literally someone said, hey, do you want this kid, Russell Wilson? And literally the network said, he's never going to make it. That's true.
Wow. Hey, as much as I've just been watching Frank's box this entire time just to see
if you'll like shiver or move and you're so grizzly, it's so funny because you're trying to prove a point. He's like, I ain't moving.
I'm comfortable. I'm comfortable.
There's like icicles that are just forming on that beard of yours. Frank Ragnow, Alec Ingold, thank you, Alex, especially. I mean, Walter Payton Man of the Year, as Greg will tell you, just an incredible thing to be nominated for that. John Brankus for bringing the laughs, the perfect person to shut the night down with. So thanks you guys all for joining now. Go have your hot cocoa, Frank.
Take care, guys.
Thank you.
He's like,
Great being
it's
like, I am running to inside.
I'm gonna go fishing.
All right. Greg, thanks for hanging out with us for so long.
I enjoyed it. You guys are great. We should just do this. We should just like.
G.
What did you do? You sat around and didn't even want to work.
I didn't do anything. You guys did all the work. I could do this
you
every
passed
night.
G the ball. He was like,
No.
Dude, shoot the shot.
I don't have any bios on anybody. I'm just playing off you. I'm like the shooting guard. I'm just waiting for you to pass it.
The guy have bios. Kidding. T-Man, here's a shout out to our amazing producer. So many guests, so many publicists, so many people in and out of these rooms and chats. So thank you to AJ Curry, to Colin H, who I love, to T-Man, and everybody else who I cannot even name right now. So many people making this thing happen. Commissioner Roger Goodell, especially for stopping by. I love the women panel, probably the most, Emmanuel. Just very cool and very inspiring.
the women's panel was phenomenal. Commissioner Goodell stopping by, phenomenal. Greg, Calais, Mark Ingram, Cam Jordan, all the fellas that stopped by. But the women's panel, when you see groundbreakers, when you see trendsetters, Kay, regardless of what ground they are breaking or what trend they are setting, it's always inspiring. This entire thing has just been motivational.
Especially when you see them not wanting to make it about them and being very aware of having to balance not making it about them so that narrative doesn't keep perpetuating and actually making differences and being accepted for what they do and not what they are. It's really, really tremendous. I'm inspired, I gotta say, just the mental health aspect for these past 2 days has been overwhelming and so paramount to everyone and what they've been feeling. And it's one of those weird things, so much bad came out of the pandemic and what's been going on, and there's still so much work to do and help with recovery, but there has to be something you can take out of it. And I think, you know, I'm in this hamster wheel my whole life, and nothing was going to take me out of it unless something knocked me out, and it did. And that's when you have these sort of conversations with yourself. So I'm inspired. This has been amazing. I hope we have raised enough money to make a difference. Every dollar counts. Please hit up the link, text the number, and do your thing. Thanks from all of us at the NFL. I can no longer talk. I've turned into a pumpkin. Goodbye.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Being able to take a leap of faith in trying to start something new, right? I think going with the 3 Square fundraiser with teammates, not really knowing what that was looking like, and that was received well. COVID-19, you know, food insecurities.
We're doing a distribution here at Allegiant Stadium, and we're trying to make sure we can get food to people that need it most, the food insecure.
Making something like this happen takes a lot of help from a lot of folks, and the fact that the O-line has this really cool tradition, their turkey time with the O-line,
says a lot about the organization.
Being able to kind of reach out in all these different areas has been steps in the right direction, but it's obviously just a start.
And this is just into the ABC7 newsroom. We will team up with the LA Rams to help people struggling with the impact of the coronavirus emergency.
Join us in helping our neighbors in need. Every dollar could help, so please give if you can.
You know, I just continue to challenge us to use the platform for the right reasons and really help establish real relationships where we care about these guys. And I think it's going to really enable them to be successful in life, whether it's on the football field or not.
We're going to do 1,000 meals a day and commit to do it for a year.
The Miami Dolphins partnered with local minority-owned restaurants to not only make an impact on their business, but also make an impact on our community.
"2020 was a year unlike any other, and the Minnesota Vikings stepped up when our community needed it most. Facing challenges brought on by a global pandemic and social injustice are not solved overnight. But by working together, we can shape a brighter future."
for the New York Giant, but I think it's important to realize that, you know, I'm rooting for you as well. There's a big emphasis this year on being connected to our community, and that was, I think, just an easy choice, easy decision to make sure everybody gets a chance to have a good Thanksgiving meal.
Nearly 1 in 5 New Yorkers relies on Food Bank for food and other resources, and the need has never been greater. Let's join Together Blue and make a difference.
As the philanthropic centerpiece of the NFL Draft, Draft-A-Thon raises awareness for key issues at the intersection of pandemic recovery and our hardest hit communities. An estimated 1 in 8 Americans, including 1 in 6 children, could face food insecurity this year due to the pandemic. Feeding America is determined to make sure everyone has enough food on the table. Let's see to it that nobody goes hungry. Donate now to Draft-A-Thon and help end hunger.
I want more compassion, in the next generation dealing with mental health. More love, more patience in understanding that mental health is everything.
I battled through the anxiety and the depression for about 3 years.
I would be fearful about things that I had no control over.
I've learned, various coping mechanisms to work on my mental health.
Meditation for me is exercise for my mind.
It means the world to me to see NFL players be so vulnerable with their struggles from a mental health standpoint. You're seeing guys raise their hand and say, hey, I'm willing to share my story because if my story can help somebody else out there, that's all that matters.